Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are live. That's right. We're live again. It's the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we're back at it. We are about to get it on. We're back for the weekly edition of Let's Rumble, where we tackle the biggest topics in wrestling. And me and the boys, we just have a good time with it. We chat.
Bring that heat.
Bring that heat. We pick a side and we go rolling. So we'll see how we fall tonight in the opinions. We'll give you some previews of upcoming events, and we'll talk more than anything else about a whole lot of wrestling, folks. Don't be shy. Blow up this chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if you think we're crazy. But stay tuned. We got lots coming your way. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live. We are ready to go. We got lots ahead. We got lots to talk about. Lots of action coming your way, folks. And as always, it's great to see everyone. I mean, it's Thursday. Friday Junior is in the books. And we're going to party. We're going to party from tonight all the way through the weekend. So, as always, if you didn't know, I am Every Night KJ White. I am the Iron Man of YouTube. And I am only as good as the people around me. So right now, I'm pretty fucking great.
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Right. So,
yowie, wowie.
Yeah. Speaking of this guy, the Baron of
Greatness. Watching, I am in the Firefly Funhouse because
we'll just let him introduce himself. Who are you?
Yeah, I am Big Nick, the denier of Bray Wyatt.
The denier, the Baron of
Do we want to get right into that one? Because I know that one's been the most contested amongst us.
It's funny because the folks see us on the live chat and they think like, oh, these guys are just doing their thing, doing their shtick. But what they don't know is, on our off time, we're in our, we're chatting all day, talking all day. And
we're like this 24/7.
We kind of live it at this point. So it is for life, folks. But yeah, that is Big Nick Heyman. Mr. CJ Brand should be popping by at some point as well. And like I said, I hope everyone out there is having a wonderful day, having a wonderful week. We're heading into Friday, and just a friendly reminder. So Friday, tomorrow night, we're doing the doubleheader that we always do, SmackDown, followed by Rampage. But Saturday night is my birthday bash. That's right. So what I've asked everyone, if you ever tuned in, heard me talk, and you like me even a little bit, tell everybody even for a moment, pop on and help make my birthday bash one of the biggest nights in this channel's history. We are rolling towards 500 subscribers, folks, and we appreciate every little bit of it. That being said, it's not just a party. We're going to be doing Death Before Dishonor, Nick.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. And we're going to, if you want to be at like a birthday party while we're all hanging out, shooting the shit, watching wrestling, drinking some moonshine. Mr. Brand has not let me forget about our little, challenge of drinking moonshine in celebration of KJ's birthday. But yeah, you need to be a friend, tell a friend, blow this entire channel up, the whole stream. We're normally crazy and pretty live on Saturday nights, and tonight, that Saturday is going to be insane.
It's going to be off the hooks, folks. It's like Christmas coming early. We're getting an ROH pay-per-view, which
Christmas in July.
Let's go. But yeah, we're getting a Ring of Honor card that I'm looking forward to. It's stacked. Listen, there could be no other matches on this show on Saturday, and it's a big enough birthday gift that I'm getting a 2 out of 3 falls between the Briscoes and FTR. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Cesaro. Claudio.
Yeah, you get Claudio versus Jonathan Gresham for the ROH Championship.
Yeah, and there's other interesting card, but we'll talk about that in a little bit later. But what we do here, like I said, at Let's Rumble, if you haven't been here before, we like to talk about the topics that are hot around wrestling and see how everyone's doing and how everyone feels about it. Then we get into a little banter. But real quick, big shout out to JV. Yo, how you doing? I got a cast of Sam Adams in your name. There you go. There you go. I'm in. Claudio versus Gary Coleman.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean,
rough.
He's a little vertically challenged.
Ooh. That's a rough shot. That's a rough shot for sure. But with that being said, folks, Nick already touched on it. No way, Brey. First topic up tonight, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's making headlines by the minute at this point. And whether people believe it or not, on a daily, big wrestling news coverage companies or brands are just being flooded with little tidbits and little things from Brey, from the WWE. Everyone's trying to speculate. And I know my friend over here is highly skeptical. He thinks Jesus is going to return before Bray Wyatt does with Edge. I didn't even know. I didn't even know, bro.
See?
For the listeners at home.
Predicts these things. But yeah, no. It's not that I don't think Bray Wyatt isn't going to return. I just don't think he's going to return. Everybody's instantly associating this whole Edge vignettes about him coming back, that it's got to be Bray Wyatt that is coming back with because of this, that, and the other. Because even today, Bray Wyatt tweeted out, I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open.
Right.
On top of that, he changed the his top description on his Twitter page to "Begin again, kid. It's what you do." -VKM.
That's amazing. That you don't think that means something?
Something, yes. Is it tied to the Edge thing? No.
So you're going to do these creepy Bray-like vignettes, bring back Edge, and then later bring back Bray Wyatt with the same kind of creepy element to him?
I don't even know if we're exactly going to get the creepy Edge. I think that we might just get a reborn Edge. Like we might get the rated R superstar back.
I don't think that's how this feels, though. Like it's got Brood vibes. We got a chalice.
But he left Judgment Day because they were going to go to the, the Fantastique to do the, spooky effects, to do the mystical stuff.
True, but I don't think this. I don't think anybody like this doesn't give me rated R superstar vibes at all. Really,
I'll give you that. I mean, I just don't. Well, to me, I don't even see that you could do a Bray return that's not similar to this Edge return.
No, I agree. Now, I never ever thought, never in my fantasy book in mind or in any way, shape, or form had I ever thought Edge and Bray, they should team up. It never crossed my mind. However, we saw that first vignette. It had those vibes. It had that Bray Wyatt vibe to it. And then when we started getting the clue, so the initial reaction from a lot of people were like, shit, it's Bray. Then we all realized it was Edge. That's fine. Then they released the second video. It's got a slightly different vibe. And there's all these teasers in it. And then everybody starts connecting dots bigger. And like I said before, I'm a pretty big wrestling skeptic at this point. But this kind of pulled me in of like, wait, now there's something else. Now that whole quote you just read, one of the biggest things that people have focused on in these vignettes is a locked door.
But could that just be imagery just to be imagery? Like we've had so much random stuff that pops in there that not everything's tied to ways. So why does, specific things need to get tied instantly that are just, I feel they're a bit.
I think because when it's like when, the suspect at large here is given us little, now could he possibly just be fucking with everybody to, because his notoriety? Absolutely. But I mean, it's highly coincidental that we're getting these vignettes, and you look back through some of his tweets and some of his handles, and even switching to Wyatt 6 to me implies he is going to be an employee of WWE, which I would have never thought. I'm
not saying that he won't be an employee of WWE, but so do you see him add the box? Oh.
What the hell?
Oh, that didn't work. 1 second.
Let
me in. Let me in.
Oh,
I know
brother.
See, we talked about Wyatt 6 and CJ showed up.
That's it. That's how it works.
Always. You know, Nick, I'm ready to shoot the shit with you.
Here we go. Here we go. How are you, Mr. Brand? For those who don't know, that is the man, the myth, the legend, the one, the only, the brand, CJ Brand.
The water guy.
The diva.
I'm doing good. I'm trying to catch up and stuff. I heard a little bit what Mr. Big D Nick said.
Right. Well, the man shows up in the funhouse. That's my favorite part of this whole thing.
You know what's crazy? I was starting to show up there too, and then I'm happy I seen the background because I got this. So I was thinking about rolling with this, but hey.
Oh, I mean, if we want to go there.
Oh, we're gonna have a background off. Here we go. I'll step aside. Here.
Right.
I'm happy with my green stuff. Dun, dun, dun. So they're having a bit of a background off. For those who are just listening, both hosts on the show right now are rocking some Firefire Funhouse imagery and having fun with it. There you go. Getting deep.
All right, screw it, man. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just drop the boxes. Just drop the box.
I got to. I don't. It's shifting.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. But anyway, so speaking about the whole vignettes and everything,
yes.
To your point, Nick, I can side with you. Wrestling has come to a point where it's like you don't know what's true. And you never will know again what's really true. You can't predict anything because it's like, okay, AEW, they've hinted at certain things that WWE is doing that we have yet to see, but at a later time we've seen that stick happen. WWE is also hinting at Bray Wyatt stuff, and the reason why I say Bray Wyatt stuff is because these vignettes that we're getting, this isn't something that Edge is capable of doing himself. We've never seen this out of Edge, and I don't think that WWE is really going to say Edge did all this himself. I'm changing my background back to green. This shit look horrible.
Yeah, what are you doing?
But you know, I'm just, and then it's like, okay, cool. So let's say, for instance, this WWE they promoting all this crap. We have some of the Fiend elements in the background, I mean, as in the look, the feel, the cuts and stuff that we have, and whatever people really call that stuff. But what if he does show up on AEW? Wouldn't it be like, okay, now WWE is playing in favor of Wyatt, but we're playing in favor of Wyatt just to go to AEW? And it's kind of sort of like WWE, they're talking about Butch, or WWE talking about AEW talking about Butch and them just throwing a whole bunch of shots at WWE people. The Sasha Banks and Naomi situation, they shot at that. I mean, it's like both companies could be doing both things, but what if Bray Wyatt is going to AEW and WWE? They already know that Wyatt has signed a contract with AEW, but what they're doing is this. They're going to say, they're going to do this. They're going to be like, okay, cool. Bray Wyatt has signed with AEW, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to give y'all a certain hint that Bray Wyatt hasn't signed anywhere, and he's coming to our company. That way, you're taking that attention away from AEW, and now the whole Bray Wyatt situation is focused on WWE. You see where I'm going with this? It's like it's taking that attraction away.
Yeah, but I see if you do that, like a last-ditch sales pitch to like try and win him back over to WWE, if that's the way you're looking at it. But I feel
no. I'm saying they're taking attention away from AEW's Bray Wyatt. They're trying to act like Bray Wyatt is still signing down, but the reality is
if they do all of this and then Bray turns up on AEW, they have egg on their face if it's such a big Bray Wyatt hint and everything.
Now, internally, they know whether or not this man is signed with their company. So if there's any chance, like if his name's not on a WWE contract, they're not going to do anything to make people talk.
I don't think that they're exactly Bray Wyatt teases. I think that everybody is just waiting for this man to show up somewhere and do something. Yeah, and there's the anticipation for that. It's a bit like when the Undertaker would go away, and then you start to see any sort of dark, spooky stuff. You instantly jump to it's got to be Bray, or it had to be Taker.
It ended up being Taker.
Well, yeah, because he was the only one that did the spoopy stuff at this time. But now you've got, you've still got Sting and Darby. You've got Malachi, the House of Black. You've got the House of Blue, the
WWE
Ministry of Main Event. There's too many. There's a bunch of spooky characters now.
All right, that's a different topic. No, but I mean, the problem for me is if you watch these vignettes, and like I said, before we even knew Edge was involved, the initial feel was like, oh shit, Brey. Now that second vignette, it's hard to argue some of the things that are in it. They're not stretches. Like they really do fit and make sense. Is the bird's face thing a little bit of a reach? Yes. But the 6 light bulbs, the circle in the 1 light bulb, like
could that just be imagery for the sake of imagery and coincidence for coincidence? Because who would you have in your Wyatt 6 in WWE right now if you had him coming back with Edge? Where do you get your Wyatt 6 there?
Oh, I don't think he's coming along.
I mean,
I've contested that for a long time.
It doesn't even have to be necessarily 6 people. I mean, we're shooting at that. We're just saying like, okay, his name. What the hell is going on my computer? Oh my god!
All right,
I'm sorry, my camera is updating this. I just got boxes popping and popping, but I done damn near forgot where the hell I was going with that. Nick, repeat what you said. Okay. Wyatt 6.
Wyatt 6 in WWE.
Okay, so I'm gonna say the Ty Dillinger, he was considered as a perfect 10. That was his nickname.
Okay.
He didn't have 10 people with him, and nothing resembled 10 with him besides him coming out and say 10. He's a perfect 10. How come this can't be Wyatt's 6th return, 6th return perhaps? Well, how come this can't just be a name, and it could be another nickname? This could be his quote unquote 6th gimmick. Who knows? It is grab what?
That's a reach.
Man, no, that's a reach. This is a grab.
Yeah, I mean, I think to see all these little things, and I think CJ, you got a valid point. I've seen a lot of people banter around, but like the 6th version of Brey.
Did I see my camera tripping out?
Yeah, you got your camera has a heartbeat, bro.
Oh, brother.
But yeah, I mean, realistically, to watch those vignettes and not get any type of Bray Wyatt vibe, it's crazy to me that you don't see it.
No, it's not that I don't get a Bray Wyatt vibe. It's that I see that it's imagery for imagery's sake. It's meant to lean towards hinting, it could be something similar to Brey, but it's not Brey. Because even like I've seen people talk about where he's writing the I am coming to on the mirror. But if you look, he's still writing stuff after that. So that's not the end of like, it's someone else coming with him. And my whole idea, and basing off of how WWE normally books, we're gonna get Ray and Edge, especially because it's around Ray's anniversary and all of that. We're gonna get him and Edge teaming up versus the Ministry of Main Event Judgment Day once little baby Dom turns on Daddy and joins, because we already saw them starting to tease that on Monday.
Yeah.
So let me shoot on that right there. This right here to me, it would make sense. Edge has written I'm coming to on the mirror, and Edge is reportedly supposed to be in Madison Square Garden.
That's the rumor.
What if on Madison Square Garden we see Edge, but later that day or either right after it, somebody else is finishing the writing on that mirror? Would you then believe that it would be Bray Wyatt?
Mm-hmm. Well, if you want to add in a whole other video package and just could put whatever you want in it, then you could just have the Fiend pop up right in the middle of the Firefly Funhouse and just you'd really think
Edge is going to hint at it, but you clearly just based on the fact that he's outnumbered implies now.
I was going to say this from the simple fact that it's 2v1. There's going to be
that's why
the Ray material, which is bullshit.
But why would it be Ray?
Have Dom turn on Ray I think it's at
Madison. They're still outnumbered.
They're doing his anniversary thing,
but they're still outnumbered. Of course,
it's WWE, so no one can have anything nice. Don't worry, no one's going to heel turn at KJ's birthday bash this weekend. We all love each other. We're all getting along. We're all friends. So we're not going to ruin stuff like WWE does. Anytime someone's in a hometown, has an anniversary, there's a big event, something screwy happens to them. So you see Dom turn on Ray, join the House of Blue, and then you have Edge and Ray team up.
Yeah, that would be
But
lackluster.
why
for
would
me.
it be Ray? Why would you? That doesn't even make any sense from
They've
my
teamed
point of view.
together
of it.
before.
Yeah,
but-
before. But if Edge is demonic, why the hell would they? Why would he put a
I don't
baby
think he's
face?
demonic.
He thinks these vignettes
What?
are hinting at like the rated R superstar, and to me, that doesn't make
That's
sense.
far
at
from
all.
that. It's far from that. I think it's far from the rated R super. None. If this is the rated R superstar Edge, then I don't even want to see his punk ass come back at all. I promise you, I don't want to see Edge at this
I
point.
think
He
we'll
needs to
get
come
the
back.
Edge that at least was around with like the Rob Zombie music and everything like that. That's what I'm saying. I think that all that's missing right
Yeah,
now
but then it just
is
seems
just to
like,
hear "You Think You Know Me."
Yeah, but no, I mean, I think there's some rendition of that. There's a possibility, but I mean, then all this imagery about the chalice and the blood and the writing on the mirror and the locked door
It's
shaking.
him
all
going
just
through his
for shits and giggles.
history. That's the thing. He
The
goes
locked
through the
door
Brood. He goes through his feud
shaking,
with RKO or with Randy, his whole
a
tag
bunch of
team with him.
bones, two
It goes
dudes.
through his whole history.
There's two visual,
But so none of this makes you think that Edge is going to come back demonic. I mean,
or
It
like,
could, but I also he mentioned that's why he didn't want to be what had the whole issue with Judgment Day, because they were going to go to the supernatural stuff. They were going to go to the the mystical, the
shit's changing.
fantastic, and he didn't
Yeah,
want to be involved with that.
I don't buy all those reports. I really don't. I don't trust it.
So
I was
then
gonna
why did
say,
they-
I mean,
no, so
after-
then why did Balor take him out of Judgment Day?
Just to set this up, to set up what they're doing now. This was a
To make
right
him a
around
babyface?
right around May. Was it mid-May, early May? Right around when Alexa started coming back. Like Alexa to me plays into this possibly, and a lot changed, and all of a sudden they yanked them out. But I feel like it was like, and you've seen the WWE do this before when they get those ideas of like, they'll just, instead of playing something out and then moving to their new idea, they'll just pull the plug and shift. And that's what I think happened here. I think Edge, they were like, no, we're going to do this, and this is how we're going to do it. They did it poorly, and still a lot needs to be answered. But for me, that's kind of what they were doing.
I think they did it just because they needed a top babyface because Cody's out.
bro, who the hell watches Impact Wrestling? Come on, Chris.
That's it. Well, I explained it before. I
Watch that
mean, I
bullshit.
got Impact on in the background, peeking at it a little bit. It's been good lately, to be honest, but more people tuned in for the podcast. What can we do?
Facts. And I know for a fact if we were to go ahead and promote this as being Impact Wrestling Live, we'll get 2 damn viewers out of the damn people we get now. So Impact Wrestling is on in the background from KJ, but not from me. Now, going back to the Edge situation, if Edge if this is a vignette of Edge's background history, which what we know, does it make sense? Okay.
To me, we're ignoring the second video.
So this vignette
and the third,
right? And that's why I'm literally about to tap on the second video right now.
Yes.
So in the second video, when he went down in history, and there's only one person. No, there's 2 things from the second and the third video. I'm gonna bring it right now. The second video, John Cena. Why did they use his new gear if this is Edge's history?
Yeah,
and then also,
can you say his new gear? He's always kind of had the same gear. It's always been Skittles.
If that was the case, then they should have went back to the Word Life version of him. That would have made more sense.
That's old school.
You damn right. Or RKO shit was old. Why did they use that one? They just had history again recently, so why not use that? And then also, why would you use Seth Rollins, the Messiah? Edge didn't have shit to do with the Messiah at all.
Yeah.
The Fiend changed.
But you know who did?
Wait, Seth and Edge just had a big rivalry.
Not as a Messiah, though.
Not as a Messiah. True story.
Not as a Messiah.
No, because when he was doing the whole thing with Buddy Murphy, that's when they were feuding with Ray.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So you agree?
It just doesn't make any sense to me personally for them to put Ray in here.
But that's
Ray,
WWE.
But I'm just saying, why the fuck would you have Edge and Rey Mysterio fighting the Judgment Day? At the end of the day, if Dominic does switch over, they're still going to be outnumbered. So we're still going to be looking for that third guy.
The baby faces must overcome the heels. Not everything has to be exactly one-on-one.
I'm gonna say this.
He's gonna retire.
You got Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and possibly the Mysterio. And then you also still have Rhea Ripley. So therefore, if when Edge comes back, he still needs to recruit a woman. It will make perfect sense to me only if it is Edge, Wyatt, and Alexa.
Yep.
That way you can have a valid feud with Judgment Day. But other than that, who else is going to be able to topple that group? I mean, we know for a fact that group is not going to be number one.
No. And they've done a shit job since they kicked Edge out.
That's what I'm saying. It's been shit.
They've had them on main event.
So I don't know what can we like.
Rhea took herself out, so
I don't know.
Yeah, oops. Just real quick, the Tribal Chief says, "What up, KJ, Nick, and Nick? You mean CJ? He wasn't here yet. Ring of Honor, Death Before Dishonor is going to be a banger of a pay-per-view, and we're going to be here live, folks. Do not miss out. Tell everybody you know about this party."
Awesome. At this point, I think the promo is Brey walking through Edge's damn.
Mm-hmm.
No, I won't lie. I for half a second had to pause it and rewatch it at one of them because I thought it was Brey with like the Fiend gloves and everything, but it was just
regular fingers.
You can see the hands, all that.
Now with the Alexa thing, I mean, you got a good point there, CJ. And I mean, a lot of people have felt like those vignettes with the doctor's office and shit went nowhere. Like it was almost undone, incomplete. And she's not really doing a whole lot. I see it being a possibility. I see it making sense. And the good news is we're all jazzed about it. But I think for me, like you said, CJ, that second vignette into the third vignette really changed. Okay, they covered Edge. They put Edge on a platter. And I think their hope is everyone is doing what Nick's doing, is going, it's Edge, it's Edge, it's Edge.
Right.
And then the double swerve, the surprise of what else they've been hinting. And I don't think some of the things that they've put out there coinciding with Brey tweeting, you're asking for it to be just completely serendipitous. And I don't think it is.
I mean, and going back to it, we had three different videos. We knew it was Edge from day one, honestly. I mean, that was common sense. So, and then the second video, they damn near they exposed the hell out of him. Third video, we seen his ass in the damn. What the fuck is that? We seen his ass in the video. So it's like, okay, but in them three videos, could it possibly have been hinting at at two different people?
Yeah,
because I don't know. I know
something behind that door. That can't be just imagery for imagery. There and this whole thing about letting something out, the blood on the mirror, meaning letting the projecting a demon or a spirit. That definitely turns into a 6 when they clip back the second time. Or when he's writing, the C becomes
it's just the C flips. That's it.
It goes 6 first, and then it clips away, and then it goes backwards, and the middle.
I think it's everybody wants Brey to be coming back, and he's not helping it with tweeting stuff back in like May of patience. It's
you can't.
Soon.
I mean, of course, we want him to come back, but at the same time, they're straight up. These are hints that Brey's the only one that I've seen that
throw out any little bit of thing,
but they're not going
and
to.
They'll get people on the hook.
That's not their problem. That means that Brey has a good fan base.
Right. I'm not saying that, that's just to me. It still doesn't mean that he's coming back just because you can maybe take
Nick, let us be fans. Let us be fans of people that's gonna hope. But I don't understand how none of this shit looks like it's Bray Wyatt and Edge, or even one just straight up. This is the Fiend shit. This is. Undertaker has never pulled this shit that I've personally seen. This shit right here screams Bray Wyatt, from the TV, the fucking static on the damn TV, the lock. We got cryptic messages. We got Bible verses being thrown out. NXT's even hitting out some bullshit right there as well. It's so much stuff going on. Yes, we do want it to be Wyatt, and that's why we're going to always keep saying it's fucking Wyatt until we know it's not Wyatt. Why? Because we want to build up that animosity. Same thing when we go watch fucking AEW. When we see the fucking Young Bucks come out and it's 2v3, we expect fucking Kenny Omega to come out. And it is some shit until that motherfucker come out. That's what I'm looking at. And it's so much in 3 vignettes where it's like It has to be Wyatt. That's what we're looking at. It has to be Wyatt. It has to be Wyatt. Wyatt is going to come back. The reason why we're saying that is because there's so much we can constantly pick at shit. The Mercy the Buzzard shit. That shit fat right on that shadow.
Oh, yeah, that's the same like seeing, Jesus Christ in a tortilla.
Now, listen, I
don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Who the fuck is Jesus in a tortilla? It's not the same thing when it's on WWE TV and we know it's Bray Wyatt.
See, if you just squint real hard at it and you just fudge around these lines and everything, it fits perfectly, no.
But we didn't do anything. Literally, they took the picture from Mercy the Buzzard. I wish you had one behind your ass so you can see there was literally this. I can actually pull the pictures up because it's not copyright. That shit ain't got nothing on it. But I'm just saying, come on now. You can't tell me that shit don't look like it fits.
My funny part about this argument, guys,
looks like it fits.
Yeah,
but unquote, looks like it.
No,
fits.
fine.
Right.
It fucking fits on there.
Man. But listen, I'm not a believer.
If the bird don't fit, you must have quit.
Right. I'm not a big fan of the whole bird clue, but everything else. I mean, if they were giving us hints that spoke to, if there was skulls and beer cans and a monster truck, we'd be like, I think it's Stone Cold. I'm not coming to the Bray Wyatt conclusion because I'm like, oh my God, there's red. It must be Bray. Like, I'm literally kind of, I was the one that didn't believe Cody's boob was Cody's boob for months or weeks. I'm skeptical as everyone, but following these breadcrumbs, and if the breadcrumbs are what they seem to be, I just don't believe the WWE is going to hint a guy that's going elsewhere. And I think if you don't look at this and go, that's a hint.
I know the screen share was already. But anyway, look, this is the picture. This is unedited. This is straight up from the video itself. You can see that there's hook, half of a neck. There's an eye and there's something else right here. Now, quickly go back to the other one right quick, exposing the DMs. Who gives a shit? But it fits perfectly fine right in that spot. It legit fits right there.
It's valid.
You sent us the video first of all, so blame yourself. You sent us the video, so
I don't think it fits.
What do you?
You're just squiggly line, matching squiggly line.
So what are you contesting? Like the imagery with the with like the locked door and the
to me it's that they know that very much everybody's going to do exactly what y'all are doing of just
they
jump on the hook.
That if Bray wasn't going to be there.
It's got to be absolutely. It could be this. It could be that. They're going to instantly jump on the hook,
but nobody's doing that. Everyone's thinking
talked about even more. Think about it. We've been talking for over a half hour already just on this,
right? But that's the thing, like the skepticism kind of like, again, and I think they're purposely giving us the feel, the vibe, the look. And then again, everything's adding up. And when he says be patient and it's getting closer, well, so is SummerSlam. And like you said, it's going to be his 6th appearance at SummerSlam. There's a lot that ties in that all can't be coincidence, bro. Can't be.
But how much of it is actually connected and how much of it is people making connections that aren't there?
But I mean,
nobody has made a connection from Bray Wyatt. I mean, from the video, the first video.
No,
it started with the second video, and now it's with the third. The first video was clearly Edge that had Latino Heat, Jeff Hardy, Dudley Boys. So that it was people that Bray Wyatt didn't have anything to do with. It really got down to gritty when it came to the second video. You have, I forget who all was in the second video, but I know for a fact John Cena was in there, Randy Orton was in there, Mick Foley was in there also, and I could be forgetting a couple other people. But then you move over to the third video. Yes, Edge has had a lot of history with all these people, but Bray Wyatt has had hella history with that. Speaking of Bray, he's fucking trending on Twitter right now. But
of course he is.
I don't know, bro. It's one of those, right. Nick. I see where you're coming from. You just being a hater. You just shooting shit on all of us WB fans. But let it be AEW doing these damn things. Oh, yep, it's Ospreay.
I'm not one side or the other. I'm not with the tribalism. Trust me, because I think the barbed wire everything match last night was terrible.
You want to talk about it?
I'm game.
All right.
You
Well,
gay, what?
right now, I think,
Bro.
I thought you said you can't. Like, wait, what? Oh, that was random, but okay. All right now.
bringing Shotzi over from SmackDown, pair her up with the new Edge gimmick. She looks like she can be a dark character. I don't like Shotzi, so
She botched too much, man.
she's stiff as shit. Maybe Brey is behind the door.
Oh,
That's hot.
Begin again, kid, is what you do. Dash VKM, Vince Kennedy McMahon. I didn't
It's the
Yeah.
Voodoo Kid Mafia from TNA.
I
Bro
didn't.
Dog
Why,
and Billy.
wait a minute, hold on. Y'all realize how Nick just changed his background? He don't fucking like the Fiend no more.
Right? Yeah. Say this
No, I
shit.
thought we were moving on.
Took him out of the
Unless you want to
house.
stare at Bray all night.
Yes.
Possibly.
They'll make my dreams.
Right. What were we talking about?
We can,
Last night and Eddie Kingston, Jarrett,
Yeah.
and
Barbed
Jericho.
wire everywhere. Shark cage.
bullshit match. But before we get into that, what the hell is that?
Jericho, no.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, that man should have not
So,
won that match at all.
Yeah. So, but I got news for you.
All right, we got more news.
Fighter Fest Week 1 ratings and Week 2 ratings are both in.
Nice.
The audience crowd for night 1 was 942,000. The second week was 910,000. So they dropped ratings for that. But AEW has been on a hot roll from Blood and Guts. So we were looking at 1 million, then they just dropped, but they're still staying the high ass numbers of 900,000.
Yeah, they're just under a mil.
Yep. So that's
Yeah, they got to
cool.
break that ceiling though. They got to start pushing towards 1.5. They got to.
I think they will. Well, I
They're
don't
going
think
to.
1.5, not yet. I don't know what's going to be able to get them to 1.5. Because I mean, they legitimately, it probably would take a pay-per-view. I mean, a fucking show with Kenny Omega, CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, all the big fucking names to be
Yeah,
on
all
one
of them
show.
all actually not injured at the same
Right.
time.
Yeah, that's probably when you'll see the shit go up. But damn. And then from the match, Chris Jericho apparently left on the stretcher.
Did he?
Yeah.
Maybe that was just for show.
I mean, the man is in his 50s, taking, getting
Barbed wire
thrown into
spin
barbed wire
nuts.
tables and all that.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason why he did leave. I forgot. It's because of that stupid ass spot.
Yeah,
I was telling
that's
KJ
their
that.
Participation trophy award to Eddie Kingston for being in that match is great. You didn't win the feud, and we don't even know if this is the end of the feud.
Probably
so
not.
You get to throw Jericho into some barbed wire. Congratulations. You've already dipped like 10 points.
Jericho milked the heat out of this dude bad.
Yeah. And it was crazy. I remember I used to be so excited when I was so excited when Eddie Kingston first came out because the first thing I ever heard him do was cut that damn promo. And I was
Right.
like, damn, I'm like, this fucker got some damn heat on him.
Right.
But now it's like, what the hell is going on? It's like it kind of died down, bro.
Well, you had everybody behind him when they had like the Players Tribune piece, and he was like I've said it on stream before. Everybody, knows 10 Eddie Kingstons. He's just an absolute. He's the people's champ. He's a lovable guy, and he's an underdog you can get.
Who is the
behind.
people's champ?
Eddie Kingston.
You mean The Rock?
Yeah.
Right now, that man's retired.
Shit, I mean, I bet his ass to come back. WWE would be like, damn.
No, I
Instant-
completely
instant
agree.
$4 million.
And Eddie was on a huge heater. Sorry, CJ. But
you're good.
Eddie was on a heater. And that article that came out about him, people got behind it. He did the, kind of that real natural baby face turn because people just liked the realism to it. And once he got hot, Jericho does what he does, latched right onto him. And here we go in this extended, obnoxious rivalry that just won't stop. It just keeps coming and coming and coming. And
Jericho's
last night-
the anchor of AEW.
Yeah, I feel like he is at this point, and I hate to bag on the legend, and I give him credit for what he's done, but this shit now, not nearly as good, not nearly as enjoyable. Now, I will give the two men credit. The match was all right. They fucked it up when they got everything messy again. Like, bad booking by Tony.
Oh, that was just overbooked to all high heaven. Props to them for having a match like that where there's barbed wire everywhere. Legitimately, they're taking, power bombs and backdrops into it and all that. But it was just overbooked with the whole Anna Jay, Tay Conti turn that it was so just pointless to have it be Ruby Riott that has the key at ringside.
How did they fuck up the key spot?
Because they already started it fucked up because they had Ruby Riott holding the key instead of some no-name security guard backstage.
Man,
Right.
I was about to say,
and Sammy in the shark cage.
I was going to say, who the hell is Ruby Riott? I forgot her name was Ruby Riott at first. I'm so used to Soho. It's crazy.
I didn't even know if I had said it right or not.
I can remember her name easily as Ruby Riott, but I cannot get jiggy with Ruby Soho. It's so weird. But for everybody else, I can instantly jump. Like Claudio, he gets called Cesaro.
He's Cesaro forever.
I think it's just because they were not big enough stars for me to give a shit about. The day Adam Cole get a new name, his ass will still be Adam fucking Cole. It don't matter. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
No, we've just gotten to the point to where they're having their own side conversation while we're talking.
All right.
Who the hell is Rocky Romero though?
Rocky, that's part of Roppongi Vice. He's Trent's partner, other partner when Chucky's not busy or is busy. You've seen Rocky.
Well, okay. I got a report from him talking about that he told Tony Khan don't ever call him again, I guess. I don't know. The hell?
Oh, Ricky. Wasn't Ricky working backstage as well? No, he worked backstage for New Japan, right?
I don't know.
Rocky's more known for being tied to New Japan.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I think he told Tony don't ever call him again for booking. He said it was too much shit going on with it. All the injuries and stuff that was happening on that same week.
Okay.
Yes, it says, don't even call me anymore. Wrestling Veterans opens up about the chaotic nature of booking major events with AEW's Tony Khan.
I like it. Do tell. Is there more?
No, that's all. I mean, there's more, but I'm not reading that shit.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of chaotic events, this whole match was just overbooked and just chaotic mess. Like, why did they need to do the Anna Jay heel turn and have, the Benny Hill moment with the Jericho Appreciation Society and Blackpool Combat Club? Like, it was, and why does Eddie take the pinfall out of all of this?
That's the thing, right? Jericho has to go over. That's the thing. Like, and we've watched this time and time again where he's gonna get a win at some point. You know
what's crazy? I think that the Jericho and Eddie Kingston thing is over with. I think we're about to get Eddie Kingston and Guevara, because Guevara is the one that really screwed him over. I don't want to see none of it. I really don't want to see none of their asses on TV. I'm tired of seeing. It's like that AEW, they forgot what the fuck they were doing. They got all this talent, but they're not using them at all no more. Like, Jericho shouldn't be on TV anymore. There was a fucking point in time where we'll see one superstar. Next week, no. Your ass is, you're at home chilling, take a break off. We got somebody else. What the hell? At this point, I'm gonna say this. I can go ahead and be cool if Adam Page was to come back and do something different, because I'm tired of seeing Mox. Ass pissing me off because all he does is fucking bleed. He bleeds too much. It's pointless. Like,
yeah,
you just wake up in the morning and say, Tony, I'm about to bleed again. Give me another crazy ass match. Like,
well, yeah, that's I think more of the problem is. I still agree that Jericho should be on the show. Just he shouldn't always be in this big top, promo storyline situation. But I think that they just now are doing too much of the same thing. They're getting into that WWE kind of rinse repeat routine.
Well, that's the ironic part of all this is WWE doesn't have enough talent, and so we see the same people over and over. AEW has too much talent, but we keep seeing the same people over and over.
Yeah.
And all due respect to Orange Cassidy, I see this guy every single fucking show, and there's other wrestlers I want to watch.
Absolutely. Like, why can't we have like Pac or Penta or Phoenix or Andrade or
Hobbs or Starks or
right.
And I know we got him this week. So
see, them are the people that's the type of stuff that all the other guys that's on TV too much. Mox, he shouldn't be on TV each and every week. Get his ass. I'm telling you, that boy, he pulling the Drew McIntyre effect on me. But Chris Jericho
out with being there every week. Every week has to be, an interim title match or a number one contenders match. Like, no, sometimes it's guys just having a match to have a match.
Do you even think that Mox can even be good as a heel?
No.
I don't know if he's heel or babyface right now.
Well, that whole club,
Yeah.
they said that they're not. They don't believe in that shit. They
Yeah,
don't believe in face or heel.
they're just them.
Right. There you go. They're
Moxley's
just them.
definitely a tweener. But even like the whole Wild thing, like when he comes out and the whole crowd's cheering Wild thing, it's great. Every week you're like, oh fuck, Wild.
Yeah, you get burnt out.
Get in the ring. Fuck. Go beat someone up. Stop bleeding. It's not. And the matches for me, the Moxley matches are all the same. Guy hits move, Moxley jumps up, drills him with a clothesline. Guy hits move, Moxley jumps up, hits him with a suplex. Guy hits move, Moxley jumps up, hits him with 6 other moves. Moxley bleeds, the other guy probably bleeds. Then they do a couple submissions. Then they do some punching, and then they stop. They do the big spot where they the forearms. They bleed some more, and then the other guy hits a move. Moxley hits the finisher. It's over.
I feel like we could come up like, you remember that old Randy Orton tweet to where he explained every indie match and every other line was just ... dive. I feel like you could do that with a Moxley match, except every other line's just ... bleed.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean that's the issue, and Tony, like you see it, like you have Wardlow, you're brand new TNT champ. You want that belt to matter. It hasn't in a while. I hate to say it, but is Cody the last relevant TNT champion?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, no, I was trying to remember who had it last, whether it was Cody or like Miro, but then I would remember the whole Sammy Cody thing of all that. Well, and I want to get your guys' opinion on this. What do you think about Kanosaurus instantly turning back to being a babyface? The second Jungle Boy shows up.
That's some WWE.
It was, but Loki, it was expected. And then on top, let me say this: he may have not turned face. This could have all been his little.
He's going to be a spy. It was me all along.
No, it won't be a spy at all. What do you mean is me all along? I think that next week we're gonna get these 2 guys in the ring. Jungle Boy's gonna call Christian out, and they're gonna fuck him up again. I think that's what's gonna happen. It makes no sense. You're gonna give me a new entrance, a new look, a new attitude, and then just say screw it, turn me back face.
And well, that's the thing. Why did they do that to where he turns and then stands beside him? Then that to me says that that's a
because you got turn. No, because when Luchasaur came out with Christian, he was wanting to fight Christian, until Christian said something to him. He hesitated, and then he went into the back with Christian. So we could be seeing the same exact thing right now with Jungle Boy. You've seen Jungle Boy. He's used to that same demeanor because he's supposed to be an old-ass dinosaur. So, he's probably confused. I don't know what they're doing with it, but I don't think that this was a face turn at all. I think he's still going to be heel. There's so much he can do as a heel.
Luchasaur. I absolutely want him to stay that way. I just think that Mr. Booker of the Year, want to be Vince Russo at this point. I feel just everything's an extreme death match,
people's head just exploded when they hear that.
I don't care at this point. Everything at this point is an extreme. Like, think about it. We had Blood and Guts, Anarchy in the Arena. Now we had a barbed wire everything match, and they're just back to back. And then now we've got, heel, face, and they just constantly flip-flop on everything. Like we were talking about how they waste talent backstage while we have Jericho or Moxley out there every single week. And you can almost set your watch now to Moxley's entrance. He's nowhere near. Tony gets way too much the credit, I should say, for the booking that he's so far supposedly great at.
I like Chris's comment, and I didn't want to interrupt Nick.
That's what they fucking up at, bro. I'm telling you, the MJF needs to be coming back already. I don't know what the hell they're doing. I don't know why they're steady waiting for him to come back. It's dumb as hell. He should have been back on AEW TV, or even not in the TV. He should have been at least. I don't even know if the dude's on Twitter now, but he needs to be tweeting something. We just need hints. I don't know.
There got to be taste of it. There got to be something.
You got to leave the breadcrumbs like they're doing with Brey.
Yeah, exactly. They got to give us something. Because I get it. Well, when he does pop up, it's going to be a huge shock. But you also run the risk of like, oh, okay, he's here. Like, you run that risk.
He hasn't tweeted since May the 26th. His last tweet was shit. Not.
Legit shit or
legit shit. Dot.
Shit dot.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they're dragging it out a little too long here at this point, guys. I think there's been again, you're putting them out of sight, out of mind, but don't push them too far away, especially on the heels of that promo. That promo was fucking nuclear, and you just let it simmer for a couple weeks. And I'm not saying bring them back, but have them do random shit, like you said, tweet something out, put a video out. Hey Tony, it's me. I bet you miss me. Fuck you. Bye.
Yeah, you never know when Vince's next scandal will happen, and then they'll forget even more about the whole MJF situation.
Right. So I mean, there's so much going on. Think about the Jericho Kingston feud isn't doing anything for Garcia. The problem with the Jerk Off Society is they suck. This whole thing sucks, and it's taking up a lot of TV time, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Did I say it sucks? It sucks.
Once or twice, I don't know.
Fucking sucks. 2.0 sucked. They sucked in NXT.
Danny,
I like. Sorry?
I said Coke and Diet Coke.
Coke and Diet Coke suck. Like I said, I'll give Coke some credit. And that's, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, it's the 2.0 guys. But the one guy chomping the gum, Mr. Coke, as we like to refer to him, I mean, he's into it. They just suck. They don't. It's like mid-card guys trying to compete. Like I don't give a fuck that these guys are fighting Moxley in the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, what the fuck? You're a bunch of jokes. Like, why is this even a thing? I don't know.
This feels like very much some stuff that might have worked in like Mid-South wrestling, but in this day and age, it's just got go away heat at this point with me of just, I don't care any second that you're on my TV. You're just a pain in my side.
That's putting it nicely.
I tried to.
Pain in my side.
I don't never have nothing to say about AEW. I just watch the damn show. I don't keep up with nobody at all. I don't know half of the goddamn guys still on the show.
Just Marshawn Lynch. I'm here so I won't get fined.
There you go. I'm saying, I just learned about Daniel Garcia. I don't know who the hell the other two guys are in the Jackass Society still to this day.
2.0.
I don't even know who the hell the best friends are. I don't know their real names.
But you watch this, you've been to the show live.
That don't mean nothing at all. That shit did not register in my brain.
But that's a valid point, CJ, because that's what's kind of what we're talking about here is you got best friends on a Dynamite, and you as a fan, you were live in the building a couple times recently, and when you see them, they don't register. You don't take them home with you. You don't, I can't wait to see Chuck Taylor again. No, you want to see more of the other guys because there's other talent there that are more memorable. What?
Who the hell is Chuck? It's like, I don't know who them guys are. I don't know who the claim people. I don't know none of their fucking names. I know Bowen, that's it.
You don't know Casper?
No. I don't even know what the hell the real ass boys' name are. I don't know none of them guys. If you're not somebody,
I think I know one of them.
If you're not somebody that's been on WWE before, or if you're not somebody that has a big name, then I unfortunately don't know you at all. It's true.
That is so telling, and I think that's fucking amazing that you bring up that point because that to me is what Tony's struggling with right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because he caters to the hardcore AEW audience that love.
No, so look at this fucker down here.
The hardcore AEW audience that loves the best friends and the Orange Cassidys.
Don't put me in that group.
But when you're trying to bring in real, you're trying to bring in these big names and more talent.
Your casual viewers.
Right, the casual viewers, which you need some. Like you've been at flirting with 1 million 1 million rate on your ratings each week for how long? At some point you got to break that threshold. But when people tune in and they got Eddie Kingston and Chris Jericho in another death match,
fifth time,
it's hard. And that's one of the topics that, and I guess we can kind of blend into it, but like holy gimmick nights, Batman, simply referring to the fact that you know, again, we get, you know, we had Blood and Guts, we had Road Rager, then we had fucking Fighter Fest for 4 fucking episodes, which is lazy. And maybe it is that Tony's too busy, spread too thin, and he's not lazy, but he can't do all of this shit, so he's rushing a lot of it, and the actual outcome isn't great.
He needs an actual team around him. He's trying to do everything. He's the head of the company. He's the head booker. He's the head of talent relations. He needs an actual team. Vince, yeah, he was the head of the company, but he had people like Johnny Ace, like Bruce, that worked underneath him. I know terrible
but who's
examples
to say
right
that
now.
he doesn't have a team around him though?
Not
Didn't
like
Cody
Jerry.
say
He's
that?
not listening to him then if he does.
But to the whole point is we know Tony Khan. We don't know his whole entire creative group. Before Cody left, he cut his own. He had his own interview, and he even said himself, "We don't just write the script and just go out on it. We have a whole team behind that script." Remember when Cody cut that one? He cut a promo, and it was so damn. It got so much negativity.
Yeah, that was
And
the
he
one
said
where
he has
trying
a
to save
creative team.
Yeah, his child was going to
All right.
stop racism.
Yeah,
in
what
all
was
the
it
world.
called? What was the team? I forgot what it was called, but I think it was like a writers block or writers group, some shit like that, or creative group or something like that. I think they have that stuff. And I mean, I know for a fact Tony's not booking all this shit himself. It's impossible. You can't book this shit, Friday shit, and the Ring of Honor shit on top of a pay-per-view. It's impossible. You have
maybe
so
that's
much
why
talent.
though it's all slapdash together.
I think that what they're doing is not broken. It just doesn't it's bringing in the same viewers. It's not growing anybody else. For the past 4 weeks,
then
they've
it ain't
been
working.
eating that.
But and it's not good TV, and it's not good writing. It's lazy. And again, okay, fine. He definitely has a team around him. I get it. But if you have Jericho, who's an EVP or has some sway, or so, you know, might as well be, you know, part owner of the fucking company, and he's like, no, this is going to be great. We're going to do this. It's a tricky dynamic, but ultimately, it's not good TV consistently. Especially, I don't want to see another death match or a hardcore match or a no DQ or a street fight for at least a fucking month from this company,
Because that's what we're gonna get. That's all AEW knows how to do, and that's why I keep saying the same shit.
Mhm.
This company will never be able to reach its full potential if they cannot provide us with a standard wrestling match. Yes, WWE, they do have a whole bunch of rematches, but in my opinion is this: I can honestly say I would rather see a regular match, a regular as rematch on WWE rather than see another ladder match that we've already seen either a week ago or 2 weeks ago of the same people. Because now WWE is pulling in this bullshit, but it gives WWE plenty of room to go all out at their truth. That's not no pun intended, but it gives them, a potential to bring in their pay-per-view and say, okay, you guys are thinking we're going to under-deliver, but guess what? We're finna over-deliver. Hell in a Cell was a perfect example. Money in the Bank wasn't that good, but it still it was like, well, shit, like they did, good. It's something that whatever we've seen on that shit was some stuff that we'll never see on a regular TV. It's basically what I'm getting at.
True. Now, and to your point, like WWE has its flaws for sure. We watch those Monday nights and we watch Friday nights sometimes, and we're just like, what the fuck? You just want to stick your pen in your ear and see how far you can get it in before you tweak out. But Tony's using, like, everyone keeps throwing around that Booker of the Year, which I think is fucking obnoxious considering Booker of the Year compared to who. But at the end of the day, it's not good booking when you just
to who,
right? You just keep throwing, you just hot shot constantly. It's either big debut, gimmick match, gimmick show, big debut. And when you don't have one or the other, people are like, oh, well, this sucks. But you've created that dynamic where you can't maintain this. People are going to get tired of this.
Yep. Yeah. And it's hard. I'm sorry, Nick, but it's hard for them to get out of that hole now, because without them doing that, well, this is their solution now. Since they can't bring in more people, or they don't have anybody to bring in right now that's a big name, that's why we're force-fed these matches each and every damn week now. And I that's just a problem. That's just a problem itself. Fuck baby.
That's one hell of a way to end it.
Right?
Yeah, no. They're just everything has to be this big high spot, this big debut, this big return, this big spectacular, can't miss moment. Well, sometimes you just want a good wrestling show.
Yep.
And if you can't give that without, running the risk of losing your audience, then that's a problem. And right now, I almost feel like they're just trying to start throwing championships at it, because now they've got all the ROH belts that are getting brought on TV all the time. They just debuted the All Atlantic Championship, which I like, at least on the premise that they're using that as like their kind of to go to other areas and get AEW's name out there and compete in other promotions. But we've still got the potential for a trios title match or a trios title championship. Like they just have to do something constant. There always has to be a gimmick for AEW to have a good show.
Let me ask you this then.
Oh,
we got FTR having 3 other promotions belts besides the actual promotion that they're actually signed to.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega did the same thing. Christian Cage did the same exact thing. And now Swerve, he has a different title from another company as well. Also, we have Ring of Honor belts on AEW television, and then we have AEW's belts. To where do you come to about to say we want to get AEW's name out, but we're going to still allow my talent to go to other companies and win titles, bring them on our show, display them on our show, and then still say that, AEW belts are still in a higher power than than the other belts.
Yeah, it is a bit too. When does cross promotion get to be too much?
When you drown out your own talent, and that's the thing.
Right.
I think that I think that shit has been it's too much. Kenny Omega is who started this, coming on here as a belt collector, bringing all these fucking belts to AEW's TV. Me personally, it should have only been. It's like, okay, you guys can work for AEW, but you can still work for other promotions. However, you can't win no belts. You shouldn't be winning belts at all. It should be if FTR has 3 belts, but they're not even with AEW. Yeah, they have Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor is not AEW.
But so now here's. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Real quick. So what if they instead say if they could still win championships, but they don't bring them out on TV? You can mention it in their little, like under their little placard with their name, or whatever. Of ROH tag team champion.
It's still,
but you don't have them actually come out with the belt.
It still takes the fame away from AEW.
I get you. It's a little. Yeah.
It's too many. That's going back to the fucking point where I've already fucking said AEW is a fucking indie show. So if they come out today and say, all right, hey, I'm sorry, AEW is not really a wrestling company, we're just a big ass indie show. I'm cool. Fuck it, do the belts, but you will never see that shit on WWE at all. You will.
Well, that's when Vince killed.
Would never see that shit on.
You knew that was coming.
Good. So, if do you agree that AEW is an indie show, a glorified AEW?
I think at times, yes.
I mean, a glorified indie company.
I will give you that. But at times, it is.
But when will you be able to say AEW is a standalone company?
When the guy running it acts like an adult.
That motherfucker there. Let's go.
Right, when Tony takes more of a back seat. Right now, I feel like Tony's getting into that spot to where he wants to become a star almost, like with Vince, with being that big personality, and where we saw Mr. McMahon born out of Brett screwed Brett. I feel like Tony's now. You see him getting a lot more, like he's involved in the whole MJF thing. We see a lot more comments and everything coming out from him, and he's a lot more talking about stuff during these post-show pressers. He's getting into more like contract stuff.
He's talking his fucking employees like a weirdo.
But I mean, but to a certain point, since you always bring up AEW's only been 3 years, probably going on 4 years now. I mean, I think this is cool. Whatever Tony is doing, I think it's perfectly fine. The reason why I say this is because it's still considered as a startup company when you look at WWE, unfortunately. So since it's still looked at as a startup wrestling company that's still trying to reach its full potential, Tony Khan, he needs to be the face. He needs to be, doing something. I've been asking for that. I said we need to actually see a real general manager on TV. If Tony came out every week and said this is what's going to happen, I would be fine.
Someone
I
other
would
than
be-
Tony.
You don't take
But
Tony
Arn.
serious at all,
Arn. Make
Yeah,
Arn
that's
do it.
problem.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
right? You
I
need
don't
Regal
know.
to come out and say there's going to be war games. They're like,
It's just
you need
like you
someone
when
like
you think
that.
about Tony Khan, you don't really consider him as being the fucking. If okay, let me say this: if I
But you
didn't know
asked me though, what would it take for me to not look at them at times as an indie?
well, Tony has nothing to do with them looking like an Andy. The backs.
What do you mean when the owner of your company's you know geeking out and like KJ keeps saying hugging his wrestlers like you know
that's
they're
because he's
lovers,
happy. He's happy about his show.
That doesn't help the company's image.
If I was somebody new and I seen somebody's boss being that open and that friendly, I would feel welcomed in that company for one, because it gives you a bigger feel. It's like, okay, this motherfucker, he can actually come out and have fun with. Or you look at Vince, yes, Vince is more serious. Vince has more money. He can have more power, this and that.
So you go into work right now and your boss just came up and just hugged you, just a deep, passionate hug.
I get a hug.
Like, this makes me feel safe. This makes me feel comfortable.
No, it makes you
feel.
It's not about feeling safe or comfortable. It's about feeling welcomed in that environment. If I don't feel welcomed in an environment, I'm not going to work there no more at all.
Well, you can do that without telling what the man used for deodorant.
Yes,
that day.
you can, but that comes to a point of time to say, Nick, what the fuck are you compared to Tony Khan? Like, are you the type of person that's dead and are you a Vince McMahon type of guy? Or are you a Tony Khan type of guy? That's the whole thing you have to look at. Like, am I going to be somebody that's going to be overly zealous? I don't want to shake your hand, but I'm going to give you a hug, or I can shake your hand and be like, fuck off.
But it doesn't come off like
it doesn't need to be black and white.
A hug from like somebody you worked with or your boss, and they were like, how's it going? But he's hugging it like a small child who just met his favorite wrestler.
But Tony Khan is a new wrestling fan. He's a new wrestling fan. I don't think Tony Khan, though, his personality has nothing to do with the show looking like an indie show. The way that the show is booked,
like an indie show.
Yeah, the booking, that's the issue. I'm not talking about his personality is a whole different thing. It's about the mindset, the way he's booking the show, the way that the show is being treated, the way that he's too fucking nice for one. Like I said, there should not be this many belts on the AEW show. I got so many belts. I don't even know what show. Dude, I've seen more Ring of Honor belts on the fucking show before I've even seen the same AEW championship belts on the same fucking show at one night.
Right.
That shit should show you something. It's like, I have too. You just got too much. You got weight. You got IWGP. You got AAA belts. You got fucking. I think was the DeFi. What the fuck is that show called? DeFi or DeFi or something like that. Wasn't they on the show before? What belt did Kenny Omega hold? That ugly ass belt. Was that AAA belt too? He had when he
had AAA. He had Impact. He had AEW.
There got another company, Impact. You got. Come on, Ring of Honor, Impact, AEW, AAA, IWGP. That's 5 different promotions just right there.
You need
but I'm AEW. I'm all elite wrestling. So what's going on?
You need
I don't know what belt is what belt.
Right? Like we are getting a whole lot of mixed bag, right? Where who do you follow? What storyline are you into? What are you behind? Like they keep feeding us the Jericho storyline. It's meh. But a lot of what's going on is like, oh shit, now Gresham's in an angle. Oh, now all these new Japan guys are here for a few weeks. We got to follow them, figure out who they are. And again, I think that's part of the problem with the casual fan is if you are a locked in AEW fan, a lot of those fans are like, oh shit, it's so-and-so from New Japan. But if you're just a guy that tuned in who likes WWE, likes wrestling, and you see that, you're lost. And you're like, I don't care for this.
And let me get on your comment, Chris. He says belt collecting. I'm sorry, KJ. These borders gotta go. This shit looks so stupid.
It's only when the pop up on the 3, bro. So just don't click on.
Okay, so he says that belt collecting isn't new. Austin, I'm not. See, there we go. You ain't listening. I'm not talking about Austin Aries. I'm not talking about Thunder Rosa. I don't give 2 shits about them. I'm talking about AEW. And letting their EVP collect belts and bring that shit on their show. And we're still seeing it and as of today's time. and it's not helping the show by anything at all. Like me personally, I think that you're strictly taking the shine away from your true AEW tag team, your true AEW world champion, your true women's champion. I mean, it's too damn much. I mean, I don't want to see. I understand Tony Khan, you on Ring of Honor, dude. Get rid of Rampage. Put that shit on Ring of Honor. Do something. That's where it's kind of going anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to see more Ring of Honor matches over there anyway. But like, cut that shit. Nobody want to see Rampage somewhere. Just go ahead and say that's Ring of Honor weekly show. You probably get more. You probably get less.
Honestly, that wouldn't be a bad show. I agree with you. I think all of these belts being on AEW all the time is a big part of what makes it seem like a super indie. AEW Dynamites feel almost at this point like indie WrestleManias because you have this championship from this promotion on there. You have the ROH titles. You have AEW. You got this person from that promotion. And by the way, that person qualified for an AEW women's match over in a promotion over in Japan that we had to put on special on our YouTube. This, that, and the other.
And that's the whole problem. Like the New Japan thing. When we found out about Clark Connors replacing I forget who he replaced, but Ishii. it was one of those moments. It was like, okay, who the hell is this guy? Where did he come from? I mean, overall, AEW to me has a problem with networking properly. They don't know how to network. They only know how to network with their brothers and sisters. And that's the indies.
Well, I think it's that they're at this point, they've built all those bonds and everything, and they don't know how to cut some of them off or say, okay, that was nice, but now I need to focus on my own shit too.
It's not that. I don't think it would be that hard. Everybody that's in AEW is signed to an exclusive AEW contract. It ain't that hard to say, okay, guys, it's a company. If I'm Tony Khan and I got this big friendly environment and this lovely environment, I'm going to bring my guys in and say, okay, look, this was going to happen. I can have y'all still wrestle on these other shows, but there can't be no more title belts. I can't do this title because it's too much. You can't control Ring of Honor belts. And then, Ring of Honor got a match on Saturday for the trios belt. Where the fuck did that belt come from? I don't know anything about the belt. When
Ring of Honor has had that belt before. It's kind of come and gone.
But the whole thing is this: if Tony Khan, you bought that promotion. What was your promotion for that? Like, you didn't promote that match at all. This is some shit for me. I don't know if they did it or not, but I just seen it thrown out on the card. That was it. I never seen these belts on TV before. I never seen these guys wrestle before either. You can bring the guys on the show. Leave the belts at home. Just leave that shit at home. Or, like I said, get rid of Rampage. Make Rampage your new weekly Ring of Honor show.
That's a really good idea. Especially because they tape it after Dynamite. That I think you would get crowd back into it if it's something different and it's Ring of Honor.
It's fresh.
It gets a bit to like the 205 live after SmackDown type deal. But I think that they would treat it with enough dignity and enough respect that it would feel like something different. It would feel like a second show versus Dynamite Part 2.
You know what's another thing that WWE does is smart too right now is they have kind of sort of leaned away from the papers, like what is it, like the advertising, on TNT, how we got the AEW Rampage bull crap, they got to hurry up and flip the shit over. Now they just got all LEDs. I think if AEW was to do that and they needed to do that Friday show afterwards to switch over to Ring of Honor, it'll be snappy fast because they fucked up big time. Every time they have to switch over from promoting TBS to TNT, it takes them approximately like 30 to 35 minutes just to get that shit set. So Rampage for us, when we was there, it didn't start until Dynamite ended at 9:00. We didn't get started to Rampage until like about 9:35, 9:40. Got out of there at like 11 p.m.
A long fucking night.
It takes too damn long. That's why people leave.
Right. Now, I will admit, I'm pretty pumped with myself right now because we were adjusting every time like a question or a banner would come up. So pretty happy that I turned that shit off. And now look, there we go. There we go. Shit stays where it's supposed to.
Moving on up. There we go.
We're learning on the fly, folks. Let's go. Where were we going with that? Yeah, you're right.
That was it. You kept bringing up JR, so hey, JR.
Well, I didn't mean to bring up JR. I was just testing.
Yeah, you just pulled it up over my mouth to silence me.
Yeah, it was enough out of you. Jim Ross. Yeah, see, that's the only downfall of that, but it's temporary. Jim
I don't
Ross is a
care.
legend. I like
You
what
got
they're
the
doing with
damn
JR.
Ghost of CJ.
We lost him. He's out. He quit.
Let me in.
He's back.
I think
Yeah, listen, Jim Ross has been taking a lot of heat, and people are, especially the diehard AEW fans, are basically asking for his head on a platter, and we need to move on from him. We've tired of JR.
Oh,
Now
I don't
like
think
what
it's
they're
that
doing.
aggressive.
Well, some are. It's ridiculous. I do like the fact that they're giving him his own little entrance, and it's a nice little like transition from the first part of the show to the second part of the show, and it makes it feel kind of special. The funny thing, I think, is every time he sits down at the table, they either go to commercial or cut him off. It's really funny.
Jackasses. Yeah, I don't know about JR. Like I said, I really don't keep up with a whole bunch of AEW. I just like watching the show. That's all.
I like that they're doing it. It helps with JR he's kind of just there for the back half, and he's there to call the main event. And they've noticed that Dynamite has that little dip in the middle. So having that be a special attraction for JR, and kind of reinvigorate the crowd, I do like. I don't think it's really even just a JR thing. I think they really need to reevaluate their whole commentary situation, because I don't agree too much with Excalibur. I think that there's a bunch of other people out there that could do a much better job. Like, I would honestly say, even I know it's gone right now and someone's going to comment about how we're not watching it, but Impact's commentary team, or even the guy from Ring of Honor that they have now on the roster, is better at commentary than someone like Excalibur.
Who do you want on commentary? There you go. Excalibur struggles. Excalibur, to me, again, see, this is where I think the reason why AEW hasn't got to the next level is a lot of the shit that they used in the beginning because of the wrong reasons are still there. For example, the Young Bucks have an affection for, Excalibur. They're all kind of tied in together. They're his, that's their guy. Like, this guy won't even say anything bad about the Young Bucks, while he's on TV. It blows my mind where he will go out of his way to say anything, and he'll go out of his way to compliment other tag teams because of his relationship with the Young Bucks. That holds your company back when you have those attitudes. And I was very candid on the live stream and last Let's Rumble that the Young Bucks basically tucked their tails between their legs and ran home because people like the FTR better. Boo-hoo.
Oh yeah, I think that might have played a bit of a part into Keith Lee and Swerve winning versus it's supposedly come out that we're not going to get a Young Bucks FTR match again for quite a while. And I get that they still want to do the Elite versus the Super Elite versus, Undisputed Era, Red Dragon, Bullet Club, all of that, faction warfare. But I still would have liked to have seen again the Young Bucks versus FTR for the belts. Make it a winner takes all match. But yeah, I think just company wide, Tony's still dealing a bit with that issue of like with the guys like Marco Stunt and Joey Janela, of guys that he kind of just signed out of necessity.
Mm-hmm.
They had a bit of a name at the time when the company started, and now there's a lot better people available. Thanks, Vince. But he still wants to hold on to those, that were with him from day one type thing, when it's like, no, but there's other people that clearly.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay when it's certain people, but when it's the lesser lights or they're impacting what you're booking, like like you said, Joey Janela, Marco Stunt, it's easy to let them go. Big Swole, bye-bye. Nobody cares. But when it's some of the bigger names, even though they don't, there's probably 3 or 4 tag teams off the top of my head in AEW that are better than the Young Bucks, but they had the gold. And I don't think they should have had the titles again. I don't think they earned it. I don't think they deserve it. And I think there's a lot better out there than them. I don't even think they rank in the top 5. They're lucky to get in the top 10 best tag teams going, period. And so,
don't worry. Tony just signed another one. He's going to backdoor them through Ring of Honor onto AEW. So then we're just going to even have the Young Bucks just slide down a little bit more, with the Briscoes getting signed long-term, supposedly, to Ring of Honor, which I mean makes sense. They're known. When you think Ring of Honor at this point, you think the Briscoes.
Oh yeah, they're like they're completely deep rooted in ROH for like Jay Lethal is.
So when I think of Ring of Honor, I think of Lethal only. Lethal and Kevin Steen. That's the only people I really think of. I didn't watch that shit. No, I lied. When Kevin Steen got signed to WWE, that's when I really stopped watching Ring of Honor. Honestly,
Yeah.
I keep it real.
Yeah.
But so KJ, you always say that, and I don't know, Nick, if you are agreeing with him either. When you guys talk about the Young Bucks, you guys say that they're not good wrestlers. They're just talk, basically. Like they're just saying a track.
It's not that they're not good.
Overrated.
It's not that they're not as good as they think they are.
Not even close.
But why don't you think that they're not good? I mean, when I see them wrestle, I mean, I don't see any flaws pretty much besides that their main finisher that they got, the little power.
Their flaws is they don't compete in tag team wrestling is my first problem with them. They literally have their friend in Rick Knox stand there and look like a fucking idiot for about 15 minutes and they just go. There's not a whole lot of story to anything they do. There's not a whole lot of believable angle because they suck with the mics. Both of them are shit promos. If either one of you can say, do you remember that promo that Nick gave back then? I'll listen, but they haven't delivered one good promo since they've been in the company. Not one at all. And their matches are good. I mean, I ranked their match with the Lucha Bros in the cage was a good match, but they're all the fucking same. And this is the problem with this company and why it can't get to to that next level, that next plateau is you're running a lot of the same shit over and over. You know, a Young Bucks match is just going to be running around, and that's about it. And you're going to get your high spots. It's not all going to make sense. There's going to be overbooked, extra people involved. And yeah, I mean, some good matches, but as far as being compelling wrestlers, they do nothing for me.
Yeah, there's no in-ring psychology, and to me, I think the biggest thing is that they try and do too much of a shtick, and most of their whole act is very inside baseball. They have the Meltzer driver, they have their whole being the elite show. They very much appeal. We were talking about trying to draw in casual viewers. The Young Bucks are absolutely somebody that, you know, a diehard wrestling fan, you know, knows more of what they're talking about and kind of, I guess, gets it, whether you like them or don't like them, than your casual wrestling fan. To them, it's just, what the hell are these guys talking about? They just seem like stuck-up douchebags. They're not. It's not that I don't like them or don't think that they're good in the ring. I should say that I don't like them.
They're not good in the ring.
They're not. It's not that I don't think that they're good. I don't think that they're as good as they think they are. I don't think they're teams good. Like the FTR, like the Briscoes, that are miles ahead of them when it comes to.
Why do you? But how is FTR ahead of them?
FTR is miles ahead of them because they
just go and look at the promo that they cut on Dynamite.
But but that's the whole day. I don't talk about promos
in the ring. In the ring, because they can make night and day better. It comes down to one thing: they can make the crowd feel without jumping off a fucking building. There you go. There you tell a story. And there's not a fucking lick of story in what the Young Bucks do. The Young Bucks are guys that should have a fucking YouTube show about their backyard wrestling. They shouldn't be on national TV.
So doesn't that mean that there's in AEW right now, and in AEW only right now, actually, there's two different styles of wrestling. We have FTR that does the slow shit, the back in the day style wrestling, right?
I don't even think it's slow.
No, when I say slow, meaning as in they don't do all them tricks and flips and shit, like they stick to their shit. Just fists, no flips or whatever the fuck it was. But when you see guys like Young Bucks, what's that other goddamn team? The knockoff Street Profits.
The Private Party,
Private Party. They fit in that category. I think that if we were to see a Young Bucks and Private Party match, or if Young Bucks are fighting people that's in their group, Meaning, as in the people that's going to do the flips, tricks, and
but that's what they
the
do.
dives, this and that.
But that's why to me, that's how they book it is like, especially when they're champions. So we're gonna fight the Jurassic Express because we can do a bunch of tricks and flips and spots.
It don't fit.
Well,
so maybe that's why, because we keep seeing these guys that they're overly athletic or they're overly over. Right. They need to learn how to. To your point, they do need to know how to. They need to learn how to do technical wrestling versus the actual sports entertainment wrestling. That's what the Young Bucks are to me. They are sports entertainers when it comes down to wrestling. They just have they're like, going back to you guys' point as well. They're two guys, wrestling fans, that has a potty mouth, can't cut a good promo. If they go to WWE, I think we know for a fact that they would be cool over there.
The Young Bucks belong in NXT.
Yep.
Perfect fit for NXT. No long-term storytelling, just quick reasons like goofy locker room reasons to hate somebody and go out and do a spot heavy match. And I love spots. I love good spot matches. I can appreciate them. I did appreciate what they did with the Lucha Bros. But that's a good example for me. The Lucha Bros are a high-flying team with big spots. But then you have
they can wrestle.
That will slow it down. They'll talk to the crowd. They bring the crowd in. And when you're in the building for the matches like FTR, an FTR match will have you on the edge of your seat. A Young Bucks match will have you screaming and yelling. I won't say that you won't be into it, but it's that excitement of like really buying into the story that's being told in front of you.
Right. So, I mean, Young Bucks are the only tag team that I've seen so far do all the stuff that they're doing. I mean, even back in NXT when Hunter was running the show, we've seen Team DIY. They never did all that shit. Adam Cole and his group, they never did that shit. Adam Cole and FTR, what was the group back in NXT? Undisputed Elite and FTR, they have a more similar fighting style to me. That right there is easily going to be a 7-star match. Why? Because that whole group, they can actually wrestle. But when you put guys like FTR and Young Bucks together, it's going to be a good match, but it's not going to be that instant classic match that we want, because we're going to have two fucking technical wrestlers going against two fucking clowns in a club.
But right. And I agree with that, but I also feel it's a bit that's because the Young Bucks don't want to put over FTR. They're on their whole being the elite. They ran. Fuck FTR, all of that.
They bitched out. The truth is they bitched out. Listen, it's not a coincidence that the Young Bucks come out and everyone's chanting, and we've heard. Now, I haven't been there. I'm like you guys. I read the rumors. I read the dirt sheets. I pay attention. And a lot of reports about, Brady being difficult, purposely burying guys, not putting other guys over. And this FTR thing, if the Young Bucks had a set of balls on them like the massive ones that Miz got, they would have shown up and they would have let FTR bury them and let them go over and let them walk away with the belts and stand over them, because right now, FTR is miles ahead of them. And if they want to go back to Cucamonga and figure out how to do some wrestling, because like you said, you'll remember, like when you think back to the last 5 Young Buck matches, you might be able to pick out one moment, but you don't remember anything. But I'll tell you every little detail about that Briscoe FTR match because it was off the chain.
It's hard. I don't know. I strongly disagree with that.
I agree with
you. I can't agree with that, because I think that if the Young Bucks really didn't want to put anybody over, I think that they would have been released from the company as well. I mean,
not when you're an EVP.
Cody Rhodes. Come on now.
Cody Rhodes chose to leave. He didn't. He
chose to leave. That's the narrative that we have.
The most professional wrestler they had in that group got pushed out, is what happened, because they don't want to hear about Cody's wrestling ideas. They want to just go do flips and tricks.
I'm just saying, if I just think that if the Young Bucks really was some guys that, if Tony Khan knows FTR is their best tag team that they have in their company right now.
Mhm.
So if I have my EVPs, you guys are executive vice presidents. You guys signed a contract. You guys already knew what the fuck is going to happen when you guys signed this contract. Y'all are not going to get that much shine no matter what, because you still looked at it as my EVP. So since you're an EVP, you can't be up here. You still have to be down here with me, because our job together is to make sure these guys go up. And we have to stay at a flat line. Yeah, you may be able to go up a little bit, but you'll never go up that much. I think that's just common.
Yeah, but the Bucks just walked in and said, that doesn't work for me, brother. They are the Hulk Hogan of tag team wrestling. They need to go over. It doesn't matter whether it fits for a storyline, whether it fits booking wise.
This is just your opinion, right? Because it has to be an opinion based, because it makes no sense. If that was the case, then Cody Rhodes would have been able to do the same exact thing. Cody Rhodes is one of the founding fathers of AEW. Yeah, you got the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, who gives three shits about.
But I feel like
that doesn't mean
KJ's point that Cody's more of a professional wrestler because he grew up in Dusty Rhodes. He grew under one of the greatest learning trees that you could have in professional wrestling, Dusty Rhodes.
But the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, they fought all around the world apparently. And what's the difference? If AEW is listed as a professional wrestling company, why wouldn't you keep your actual guy that knows professional wrestling versus two fucking clowns?
I think that Cody just wanted to go back to WWE, to be honest. He didn't want to be a heel on AEW, and that audience he was going to be nothing but a heel.
You have to go back to WWE
so he can get all his pomp and circumstance that he wanted. Because think about it, in those EVP meetings, he would have been outvoted by Tony's going to side with no matter probably whichever way the majority goes is Tony's way he's going to go. And you have the Young Bucks. There's 2 votes right there, and Kenny. There's 3, so 3 against 1.
That's how it feels. That's definitely how it feels. Remember the stories that were coming out by Meltzer, who, another guy that's stuck in that circle jerk is Meltzer, where they're just all tugging each other hard. And Meltzer starts reporting that, they're having difficulty with Cody on the outs with the Bucks and Omega. Yeah, because he didn't see wrestling the way they see wrestling. And you know what? It's funny because I think back, and when I really thought the Young Bucks were cool was when I'd catch them once in a while. Like once every couple months, I'd see a New Japan match or I'd see a Ring of Honor match. And I'm like, holy fuck, what chaos and garbage cans and super kick party. That's pretty cool. When I see them consistently on TV now, it exposes them of like, okay, they're going to do the whole hand spot. Here, you support me. I'll run on the ropes. Then I'm going to flip. And that's kind of what we talked earlier about, where both companies gotta keep it fresh. Don't do every move you have every time we see you. That's why Luchasaurus is better and should go back to being a heel, right? You don't have to do all the tricks and flips every single fucking time. Do 3 one time, 2 the next time. Figure it out.
Well, it's the problem even when it comes to their matches and everything. If you do everything all the time, then there's no build to anything. There's no suspense. There's no anticipation for, and then what?
Okay. It's because with them being EVPs in the company, I can say what I wanted to say, but at the end of the day, like I said, it's them 4 fuckers. It's Tony Khan, Kenny Omega, and the Bucks, but in reality, it's just Kenny Omega and the Bucks booking the whole, or controlling the whole entire AEW. It's like a big ass Vince McMahon. You can't get through it. Yeah,
Kenny Omega is. It's known that he's in charge of their women's division.
Yeah, and he was fucking it up pretty.
That's
hard.
why we had all the Japanese Joshi wrestlers, because that's the type of style that he likes.
Yeah, and again, it appeals to a very niche market, which is about 900,000 people, as we've seen for a year.
And we can even see, obviously, Cody's decision to, and his mind for wrestling obviously paid off. He won a damn ESPY last night. So
yeah, how the fuck did he get an ESPY? Good for him.
You have one person who left AEW getting an ESPY. Meanwhile, we've just gone on probably like a 20-minute rant about fuck the Young Bucks.
To me, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks are like, the friends that year after year go by and you go over to your boy's house, and they're doing the exact same shit that
Right.
they've been doing forever. And maybe this applies a little more to me and you, because we get up there. But literally, this reminds me of where, like, you pop over at your boy's house, and him and your two buddies are doing the same thing they were doing when they were 18. They're still in the bedroom. They're still like, things are cool. And you're like, this isn't cool for me anymore. And that's what I feel like happened with Cody. Was like, he was like the odd man out. Like, oh, I got an SB, and those three guys would be like, fucking SB. Like,
well,
what I mean?
Like, can you believe we're going to have an exploding death ring match next week, and then the week after we're going to have an anarchy and an arena match, and then we're also going to have a brass ring ladder match, and a thumbtacks tables on fire match, and then we're going to talk about how people fart and make shots at WWE and thigh slaps. Like,
right.
Cody's probably just in there like, all right, where's the door?
So I mean, then pretty much this whole conversation, it truly glorifies AEW as being not one but a shit company. And I'm gonna say a shit company just for the simple fact,
unorganized,
growing pains.
Ooh.
They're a shit company, and they're a company that's never going to be considered as a true wrestling company. It's always going to be considered as a true glorified indies company. It's going to be treated as in four guys that had a vision.
It's Ring of Honor like 10 years ago with better
become
production.
A bigger show.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and with Kenny Omega bringing all the Japanese wrestlers on here, it's like, okay, we had New Japan Pro Wrestling. I never could be able to control that shit. Somebody else is controlling it. Guess what? We make our own company. Now I'm gonna help you guys out. I'm gonna bring these people on here. I'm gonna book it how it should be. Young Bucks, they're so big. We got, they're big ass name, but nobody really knows their true story. So now they're gonna say, okay, cool. We're gonna tell our story just by coming out and doing the same bullshit. This is what the Young Bucks is about. All gimmicks. None of it makes any sense at all. It doesn't, and that's why I can always say AEW ain't gonna be shit. They not gonna last as long.
They're coming to that point, and you saw it
It's been at the point. It's been at the point.
I said give it to the 5-year mark. When they hit 5 years, I want to see where they're at and what they're doing. But if it's the same shit again, their ratings are going to go down. The what TV companies are like. They're going to want to see growth. They're going to want to see an audience growth. You can't move your advertising dollars up or down, up. If you're not moving the ratings up, if people aren't tuning in. And that's what the ultimate goal is to expand and grow. Listen, if you want to do, an angle, a few weeks of a build, and then on some, Fighter Fest, night one, only one, we're going to have the Young Bucks and whoever in a fucking steel cage. I'm all for it. It's just this consistent, again, people think, look what a great show we're putting on. And it is the best wrestling show we're getting. So that's what this segment's kind of funny, because legitimately it is the best week.
It's the best actual wrestling. It's, to me, it's like I said, it has too much of the Vince Russo-esque in it, it's too much at times of a car crash, that it's one of those, you can't take your eyes away, but when you stop seeing the car crash, you kind of don't want to tune in anymore. That's the problem, is now you're establishing a terrible baseline that every match or every show has to have either a huge debut or a big return or a huge high spot or some crazy match gimmick. Why can't we just have an actual normal one-on-one match?
I think that the days where they start doing weekly shows where we get regular matches is the day the viewership actually drops. And that's why I was saying,
I don't know.
They're doing the same shit.
I don't know.
Just think about it. I mean, come on now. WWE is doing rematches. We have AEW rematches pretty much, basically. Just with different people, but they're in the same group. It's the same damn match, just different person in the ring. If we have those matches with no blood, no weapons, none of the true tricks and shit, they were really fighting like they fight on WWE.
Yeah.
Come on now. You really think that AEW still have these groups, this layer of people?
I do, but the biggest cheer I've heard in an AEW arena in the last 3 weeks has been for FTR. That tells me all I need to know about what your fan base really, really wants. And when you give them really solid wrestling, the fans appreciate it. They get behind it. Even that whole speech that Dax cut, I mean, people like that shit. People love that shit when you do it right. So if you had more of your guys delivering that type, the CM Punk type shit, the believable shit. What's the most hotly talked about topic up until they buried him was MJF, because it was real, had feeling. Give us that shit. You don't have to set the building on fire. Just let MJF go out there and curse and swear.
Well, it's like he even said in his promo of, I make you believe, except I don't have to do a bunch of bullshit to get you there.
Yeah. So that's that. Well, on that note, I will take a moment to give a big shout out to all T's. As you can see there, the Wrestling for Life edition of Pro Wrestlers Beat Up Sports Entertainers t-shirt. I don't know how this worked out that I covered up YouTube and I get to sit here just like this. So that worked out really well. But folks, Alt Tees, you can see it down below. Check them out on Instagram and everywhere else on social media. Go get our t-shirt. Go get it. And if you can prove to us you bring 10 friends to the show and they're all watching, we'll also give you one of those t-shirts. Plus, this man up here already told everybody, 500 subscribers, we're doing a free t-shirt giveaway as well. So we got more designs coming and more concepts, more ideas, and we're going to play off some other stuff. So
big things popping, little things stopping.
That's it. So go check out All Tees. We've had fun partnering up with them on these projects. And yeah, buy our t-shirts. So show some support. Show some love.
Fastest growing channel on YouTube.
What the hell is a project, sir?
Project together.
Canadian. Projector.
A project?
Yeah, project.
Project.
You got to put that American slang in it.
Right. We're doing a project.
Oh, man.
Put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Right. So we are getting a little long in the tooth on this show. We have two choices right now. We can quickly, actually, let's quickly do this. Do you want to quickly, Nick, maybe bring up the card for Death Before Dishonor? It's kind of your thing.
Absolutely.
Predictions with Nick.
So
these are brought to you live by Big D Nick. Death Before Dishonor predictions.
Hey, that fits. Big D Nick for Death Before Dishonor. Too many goddamn 3D right there.
There you go.
CJ, get the tables.
Oh, boom.
Okay.
But so on the pre-show, we have Allison Kay versus Willow Nightingale.
Who cares?
Who y'all taking for
that? Willow will probably win because she has more notoriety. Alice Kay, meh.
She was in Impact as Sienna.
Like
yeah. Serena
No.
Deeb. Nope, she got her own match to deal with.
I honestly think Allison Kay might win. That's who I'm taking.
All right.
I think Willow's, she's close to potentially getting a push, but I also feel like she's kind of one of those.
She sucks.
She's there because she's entertaining and she's going to get the pinfall. She's going to eat the pinfall.
She sucks. So,
You picked her.
but I picked her to win. So what the fuck do I know? All right. What else we got?
We have the Righteous, which is Vincent, Bateman, and Dutch.
I love it.
Versus Dalton Castle and the boys for the 6-man tag match for the ROH 6-man tag team championship.
I think I think Vincent and crew has it. Oh shit, what happened? Where'd he go?
What?
There we go.
All right.
But I think what are they called again?
The Righteous.
The Righteous.
So,
the Righteous.
Kind of the remnants of the kingdom for ROH fans versus Dalton Castle and the boys.
Yeah. Who do you got?
I feel like I'm gonna, just for the sake of being different and just because it might be a little bit of a, sympathetic feel good win. I think I'm gonna take Dalton Castle and the boys. Just for the sake of ROH nostalgia and all of that, because I feel like, especially with probably Honor No More might be kind of done, where it's still interesting to see all those guys that are working with Impact if they end up signing with ROH or if they're signed exclusively to Impact. I'm not sure on their complete status. So we could kind of get a reformation of the Kingdom with Matt Taven, Vincent, and all that in ROH now. So I think that maybe they don't keep their titles and just the nostalgia win.
Yeah, and you got a point. I mean, you're more likely to see Castle hanging around than Vincent with what he's got going on. So,
yeah.
Yeah. CJ, do you have a prediction?
I don't even know who the hell. I don't know what happened. My Wi-Fi said goodbye.
Yeah, we were like, I saw two of you down below. So,
what the hell?
Right. So,
wait, who match was it? The first match I heard was Willow, so I'm gonna go with Willow.
So the second match is. Oh, did you even give a prediction for the first one?
You just did Willow.
Okay. So then 6-man tag championship match, the Righteous, which is Vincent Bateman and Dutch versus Dalton Castle and the Boys.
I don't know. The first team, I guess. This is what I was just talking about. I don't know who the hell these guys are. I don't know nothing about them or the belt.
Right? That's funny.
So then Mercedes Martinez versus Serena Deeb for the ROH Women's World Championship.
I gotta go Deeb.
I go Deeb.
That's a hater.
Martinez.
You're gonna go Martinez? I just think Deeb's due. She's the professor. She's dialed in right now, and I think it's acknowledgement to her, kind of coming full circle. And I
almost, now that you bring all that up, I almost want to, but I still I don't know. I feel like just for the sake of difference, I will take Mercedes.
Wait, question for you. Who was that lady that was on AEW who had that little challenge? It was like, you can come out and you won't beat
Serena.
Me. Oh, that
Serena.
was, okay. Oh,
yeah.
She should be winning. Is she undefeated also?
What's
is
that?
Is she undefeated or she got beat?
She's been beat.
Okay, cool. So,
but she hasn't lost in a long time, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'll go with her.
Yeah. All right.
So Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia in a Pure Wrestling Rules match for the ROH Pure Championship. Now, CJ, have you seen a Pure Wrestling Rules match before?
Nope.
You're in for a treat.
Oh God, I sound like some bullshit.
I will read off the description for you from lovely Wikipedia here. It is a singles match where each wrestler is allowed only 3 rope breaks. Once they are used up, the wrestler cannot use the ropes to escape pins or submissions. Closed fists are illegal, and using them will cause the wrestler to be penalized a rope break. If she is out of rope breaks, she will be disqualified. This match can be won by pinfall or submission. So if you grab the ropes for a 4th time, you're disqualified.
I like it.
Who the fuck came up with this?
Ring of Honor, when they Ring of Honor was very much old school traditional wrestling. Like they have the whole code of honor to where you shake hands with your opponent before the match.
Right.
It's not bad, but okay. I don't like the disqualification.
If you watch Jonathan Gresham matches before, you're basically watching a Pure Wrestling Rules match because that's the type of style Jonathan Gresham wrestles.
Yeah, and I mean, I have a feeling that Daniel Garcia is going to take this one just because Tony's so high on him. But that's a tough one. But I'll go Daniel Garcia.
I'm gonna go with Yuta because Yuta is a Ring of Honor character and not AEW.
Yeah, that's where I go with that, especially with the Blackpool Combat Club, and he just got the win over the Best Friends last night. I think Yuta takes this. I think they're building him up. Remember his star-making match versus Moxley.
You're going to give the BCC a bunch of belts?
Yeah, honestly. I feel like that's what they're going to do. Spoiler alert for later on tonight.
Right.
But, yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Samoa Joe versus Jay Lethal for the ROH World Television Championship. And it's also noted that Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh will be at ringside.
Yeah, I have go ahead.
I'll say Lethal.
Ooh, I have a feeling it's going to be Lethal.
I'm just disagreeing on everything. Joe.
I don't say it's Joe because we haven't seen his big ass on TV in a while.
Right.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, I'm wondering
I don't know.
I wonder if Joe falls into kind of like the Mark Henry Big Show category, where he's more there as a support guy and they need his brain more than they need his wrestling. I don't know.
But
I
so
love Joe.
going with CJ's idea earlier, say if you get rid of Rampage and you make it a 1 hour Ring of Honor show
Yeah,
every week, or hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever, if you really want
should
to
be
stretch
2
it,
hours.
and you have Samoa Joe there, especially the first couple months or so to really kind of get it rolling, I
Yeah,
think that works well because he's still a name that draws attention. You still know who Samoa Joe is.
true. Very good point.
True that, bro.
Especially with it being the television championship, which the old school definition
Yeah.
of it being the TV championship, it was defended weekly on TV.
Yes, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'll go lethal like my boy CJ here on this one, but yeah, I'm Joe's dear to my heart, but I got a feeling.
So, and then next, I'm going to go with this match, probably going to be the main event, but I'm going to save what I think should be the main event for last. So we have Jonathan Gresham with Tully Blanchard, the newly formed Tully Blanchard Enterprises, versus Claudio Castagnola for the ROH World Championship. Who do you got? And
Wait. Who's he? You said Gresham versus Claudio?
Cesaro.
Damn, man. Claudio gonna win that easily. I mean,
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, even the way they wrote it in the pre-show, it just feels like it's time for Claudio to get that singles belt.
Oh, wait. But Claudio did say recently, he said that if he does win a belt, it could harm his career.
Ooh.
So he could lose.
I don't know how winning a belt hurts your career.
Because he's been
World Championship.
And that's the problem. Because he's been at WWE for these years and never has won a main belt, even though he was slated to win one, but never won one. So now he's coming down to this company, a lower company, as they proclaim, and wins a world title just like that.
He should.
That's where he's going with it at. This is his words, not mine.
No, that's
this is stuff. So
my whole issue with it is that if you, especially after his big return and everything, if you have him lose to Gresham, you're either really putting over Gresham as he's just unbeatable, which I mean they could very well do, but I feel like if with Claudio just debuting, he needs this big win. He needs that. They're going to end it on a high note of Cesaro winning his first world championship, and all the confetti and the streamers and everything are going to come down. That's the way that they're going to end it.
Interesting. Now, Chris had a question, which ties into where we're going with this.
Yeah, speaking of the last match, FTR versus Briscoes in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the ROH
This is the main event
championship.
This should be the main event because nothing should follow this match.
Oh, nothing will be able to, especially if you try and follow this with Gresham versus Claudio.
No,
I think you'll get the ROH crowd to turn. They'll boo Claudio.
Get the out of here.
Yeah. Shit. I got a feeling that the Briscoes are due on this one. But FTR is so fucking hot right now. But FTR won the first one, did they not?
Yes, they won the first one.
Okay.
That's why it's now the 2 out of 3 falls, because the Briscoes had wrestled earlier that night, remember, because they Impact had a show as well. With Super
remember that?
That's why Perazo wasn't on Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
So that's why it's now turned into a 2 out of 3 falls of, okay, well, we're not going to catch you slipping this time. We're going to beat you twice in a row, since you were talking about how you had 2 matches in a night last time.
If ROH is moving to a show, they kind of need the Briscoes to have those belts on their shoulders and be the consistent champions. And as you touched on earlier, Nick, they did just sign a contract. I think the Briscoes are going to steal this one, and it doesn't hurt the FTR heat or the FTR fire that is happening right now. I think I'm going Briscoes. Yeah.
I'm with you there. I think the Briscoes win. You get a handshake moment at the end because there's been this tension, but it's almost been like a gentleman's rivalry type of thing of, both know we're great, but we're going to see who's the greatest. And I think with FTR losing the ROH championship and especially with Briscoe's sign there now long term, and it's a big announcement, then that gives FTR even more of a reason to go after the AEW championship and put some more shine on that belt.
Yep.
And you get Keith Lee and Swerve versus FTR.
Right.
I think that would be a hell of a match, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go FTR.
Nice.
I think that we'll get a screw job. I think that since the Bucks unfortunately dropped their titles, I think they can possibly screw over this Ring of Honor belt match. Just because,
Really?
I mean, if you guys said this is how they are,
go down to ROH.
Yeah, why not? You know, if they want to fight the two best teams that they got right now, this would be a perfect opportunity for them to screw over either the Briscoes or FTR. I mean, hell, even if Briscoes could win, and then they can still come down and try to start beef with them, and
that's what happened last
tag
time.
Match. There you go.
Yeah, if the Young Bucks get involved in this again, I'm going to be pissed. It's annoying.
Yeah, not unless it ultimately builds to that triple threat.
Yeah, but I don't even want to see it.
I would want to see that in Ring of Honor, depending on how this card looks. That's the thing. Is this going to be an actual more older Ring of Honor card, or because this is now on Bleacher Report, this is no longer on Fight in the US. If you are trying to watch this for this weekend, it is on Bleacher Report instead of Fight. I found that out this afternoon.
What the fuck?
No way.
Yeah, so it's one of those. If this is going to be more of an AEW style presentation of Ring of Honor, is it going to have that kind of AEW feel to it, or are they going to try and still keep to the ROH traditions?
Well, it's a tricky one, right? Because you're going to have Yuta. You're going to either have Yuta or Danny with a belt. You're going to have potentially Cesaro, potentially FTR. It's really feeling like an AEW heavy subsidiary company at this point.
Yeah, it's almost like they're NXT.
Yeah, truthfully.
Damn.
Put them on Tuesdays. Let's go.
Now, put that, like I really like CJ's idea of get rid of Rampage and move, even if it's in just an hour, move Ring of Honor to there. Because at this point, you know, even if we try and avoid spoilers here and everything like that, obviously with Rampage, but even if you did know with ROH, with who's been there, like even with the card right now, to me, even if I know who wins, I'd still want to watch the match. I feel like with some of the stuff with AEW's roster right now, if you know who wins, you can already pretty much plan out in your head how they got there. So why am I going to tune in?
Oh, brother, I'm sorry. Brock Lesnar is going to win at SummerSlam.
Why?
No.
It's been spoiled.
Now, is it to tie into this comment here from Mr. Marcos? Macros?
No, it has nothing to do with that. That's fake news until you give me a source. But right now, Mattel literally has a Brock Lesnar character with both belts in the box. You cannot tell. No, the blue and the black belt with the new look.
Oh,
this is an unreleased.
Sir.
Huh?
Where's your source?
Yeah.
Oh, if you want me to, I can pull the picture up. Shit.
Really?
I'm legit looking at it. I mean, you can't fake them, but tell. This is like a. Let me see. Can I zoom in on the damn picture? I can't even zoom in on the picture. Oh my god! But no, it's legit a freaking box.
Oh, I've pulled it up right now. I found it.
You got it? Yeah. So you see. You see? So Brock Lesnar literally has both belts in the box with him.
In toy
form. When has WWE ever released or anybody released something that somebody has never had once before? That is, you done fucked up big time.
But I feel like if that happens, then they killed the whole Roman shtick. They killed the whole Roman gimmick.
Unless it's temporary.
I was gonna say, unless he's gonna go away for a while.
And win it at Survivor
Series. Well, unless they're doing this because he competed for both. You know, I may be reaching there,
no,
but
because they never. Well, I don't know, because WWE, they also released another Jeff Hardy action figure as well recently too. So I don't know, but
that gotta take some
that shit
back a few points there.
But it was an old edition of him. But Wrestling
he didn't
Inc.
have
They
the
posted
Jaguar
it also.
shirt on.
Yeah, he did.
Right.
But yeah, Wrestling Inc. They put it on here right now. It says San Diego's Comic-Con is going down. And they got new action figures about the WWE and AEW. So they got Brock Lesnar's new belts in there. So I guess Brock is gonna be the new champ then.
I don't want it. I don't either.
See how they do it. I want it. I'll be all
That's
for
why
it.
I want it.
I want it. Let's go.
I cannot.
I'm so sick of the monotony.
I can't wait for next week. Next week is gonna be a slobber knocker. We got so much bull crap going on. This is gonna be crazy.
Nick, we gotta come up with a friendly wager or something for this whole Bray Wyatt situation. There's got to be something that doesn't cost us our facial hair.
I'll eat something spicy like while I'm doing the stream or something like that. I guess I don't know.
All right, well, all right.
You're asking me to just think of something on the damn fly. I don't know.
Well, I didn't mean we'll do it right now, but we'll come up with something, folks. That's next weekend. It's going to be another crazy weekend here at the channel. I will take a moment to remind everyone, don't forget Saturday. It's my birthday. We're going to fuck shit up. We're going to be here. We're going to go through Death Through Dishonor. Who knows what else is going to happen? We don't know who else is going to show up. We might have surprise guests. I know those two knuckleheads in the screen right now are definitely going to be with this knucklehead. You better be. But yeah, we're gonna go crazy and we're gonna have a good time. Saturdays are always fun. The following weekend we get SummerSlam and Ric Flairs' final match. Which you can say what you want about that final match. It may be Death Before Dishonor twice in the same month, but it's a stacked card.
I like that.
Right? We're getting Death Before Dishonor again.
Yeah.
This might not be the same. This might be Dishonor Before Death, but we'll figure it out.
The last woo Ric Flair's gonna hear is the wee woo from the ambulance.
Oh, hold on,
That's
wait,
the
Chris.
funniest shit. I died.
Chris said, "Well, no, WWE has had Ultimate Edition of the belts that wrestle." What?
There you go.
Oh, so they get it. They get every version. They get every championship that they've won.
Brock held the blue belt.
Yes.
Damn, I don't remember.
He held the Universal when it was red.
But he never held it when it was blue, right?
No.
So why would they put the blue one in there?
Because they're idiots.
See, and that's the NC, but you see, it feeds us in. It feeds us in. Now it's like, damn, he probably gonna win.
Right?
Fuck.
I can't jump every time they say jump.
Man.
No, absolutely. And next week we'll have the on the Let's Rumble, we will have the SummerSlam predictions ready to go. I don't know, guys. We did have one more little thing to get to real quick, if y'all aren't in a rush. But right, we'll run through this really quick. And for the fans out there who are watching right now, I want your opinion. Don't be quiet. Don't be shy. But we have our random.
Oh, you got to get rid of them boxes, then.
Yes, thank you, sir. I can only click so many things at once. Director. We got our random rumble section to end the show tonight, where it's exactly that. It's a random rumble, and I want to know who the fans. Nah. Vince booking. Is that what you're saying there?
Yes.
Yes.
Vince is gonna be booking this, you guys.
Yeah. It's random booking with Vince.
Whew, shit, that's gonna be hard. That's
First on the docket. Braun Breaker and Wardlow.
How would I book this match? Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Me personally, I will put these two guys in a I want to say a false count anywhere match, but they're too damn big. So I would give them a standard match. I do want to see I would do this. You remember the match between Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, the 2 out of 3 falls match?
Yeah.
I would give them that exact same match. one, as you win, the match difficulties goes up. So a standard match, I think they went to an Extreme Rules or a submission match, something like that. Then they went to the steel cage. I will put them in that exact same match style for that belt that Brian Breaker has. That's what I would do. But me personally, I think I would have Brian. I would have Brian beat Wardlow though.
Really?
If I would. Well, see, when it comes down to winners, it's hard because both of these guys are over.
It's
but Wardlow is over more, but
that's why the situation I'm thinking of right now in my head kind of manages to avoid that is I would put these two in a last man standing match. And I can call my last spot too, to where I have Wardlow going to put Breaker up in a power bomb, and Wardlow or Breaker counters it, turns around, huge spear into Wardlow in the barricade. After a hell of a match, we get a 10, or both men can't answer the 10 count draw.
You're gonna give us a goddamn draw. You're gonna be like Tony Khan.
I think that there's, with how young these two guys are, with how over and how these are big beefy boys slapping me. I think that you can build to this down the road. This has future. If I'm looking at this as this is my company right now, this isn't a one shot payoff. This is the start of a building block.
So in that case, would you do it like how you remember when was it Kurt Angle, I believe so? He was a GM at the time, I think, when they did the whole segment between Sheamus and Cesaro. Was it Kurt Angle? Oh, fuck
the best out of 7?
Damn.
The best out of 7?
Yeah, who
booked
that shit?
With that.
Was it Kurt Angle? No, I'm not saying you have to go to 7. I'm not saying you have to go to 7, but I'm just saying, like, go up to at least like about 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, this is probably like part 1 of like a 3-stage act.
Yeah, but I think I would definitely give them that match that I had for sure. But now, Nick, to your point, I would do your match also, but I wouldn't do a draw. I would end that shit.
Yeah, and
I would have to end it.
They couldn't. Neither one could answer the bell. Yeah, I mean one of them's got to get up, right?
But who? Okay, realistically, who's gonna get up? It's gonna be Wardlow, big ass. Come on now. We know Wardlow, big ass, gonna get up.
Right? Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with a straight up match, and I'm good with straight up, back and forth. A very good match, but Wardlow hits some power bombs, and he's the new NXT champion. Real quick. Not real quick, but
I was gonna say, does this go longer than Wardlow versus Orange Cassidy?
Yes. Fuck. They really shouldn't have done that to him, and we didn't really dive too far into that. But yeah, no, that's did him a disservice, folks. Ding ding. We almost need our bell sound effect for this segment.
Wait, KJ, you got to book the match.
I book the match?
Yeah,
straight up, 1-on-1.
Oh,
Wardlow wins. I'm not even fucking around. Just give it to him. I'm not playing around.
Oh, this is gonna be a good ass match.
Look, I'll go first this time. I want to see a 60-minute Iron Man match. Let's go.
Yep.
Most falls to the win. Let them go. I think they'll tap each other out a couple times. I think they'll pin each other a couple times. I think this would be a technical dynamo of a match. I think both of these guys together against each other would be crazy to watch.
Who gets the win though for you? Because I'm right there with you. Give me an Iron Man match with these two. Absolutely.
Wow. I'll give it to Brian. I mean, Brian's Brian.
I give it to Gresham as a passing of the torch moment. I think Gresham is kind of the new Daniel Bryan.
Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
I think we get a handshake and everything at the end of the match.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's that type of match, right? I mean, that's not a bad call. Right on.
This is very a Ring of Honor type match.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Missed procedure.
60 minutes. I don't know nothing about Jonathan Gresham's style. I mean, me personally, this would be a weak ass match for me to book. Standard 1-on-1 match. I don't know about Jonathan, so
just copy your homework and just make it look different so the teacher doesn't realize you copied.
Okay, hold on 1 second. 60-minute Iron Man match. Whoever got the most big
There we go.
But no, so who takes it for you?
He look like he taking his shit though. I would give it to Greg. I would give it to I'll give it to fuck. I'll give it to Gresham.
Hey.
Gresham might win. It's the old dog versus the new dog. So Chris kind of thinking along the lines of you there, Nick. So shit, we might have to do a full show like this. Oh shit. It was in, but now yeah, obviously it's not Shawn Michaels right now, but let's say and if you do look, this is Undisputed Cole. So Undisputed Cole versus a straight up Shawn Michaels feeling good about himself. Everybody makes comparable. Who takes it and how?
If we're going, depends on what era of HBK we're going. But I feel like not more 9 times out of 10, depending on which version of Adam Cole you put out there versus which version of Shawn Michaels you put out there, Michaels takes this. I think you get a, super kickoff to where they both pretty much go for it at the same time, and one lands first versus the other. And I think, they have their little super kick duel, and Michaels comes out on top.
Oh, all right.
This match right here is going to be another one for me. I'm reading the comments. There's gonna be another one of these matches for me. 2 out of 3 falls, standard match though. I will book it that way. 2 out of 3 falls match. This will be a passing of the torch match anyway. So Adam Cole's gonna take that W.
Nice.
Just a straight up clean fight because Adam Cole doesn't need any extra props. He doesn't need anything at all to put on a good show. Same with Michael. They don't need nothing extra.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can even do it a 1-on-1 match, but I mean, just to give us some more shit. 2 out of 3. Let's be real,
right?
Give us some more.
Well, there you go. I mean, if last time I said straight up match, I got balked at. So, I think if we're gonna head this towards an angle like a pay-per-view angle, I think a ladder match would be fun. So let's go ladder match. Passing the torch. Cole sneaks it out.
I'm all about that boom.
But I mean, Michael's
Adam Cole, baby.
But yeah, I think ladder match would be fun between these two.
So this is a quick.
Oh, wait, what?
That's a good match. That's a good match. I like that. I'll pay all my money for that. Okay, so I just want to touch on NXT right quick.
Okay.
So Cora Jade, she threw away the belts.
Yes.
On WWE's roster right now, they just have Roxanne Perez as the champion with a vacant partner.
Yeah, it's dumb as shit.
Coming soon to NXT 2.0. Hacksaw Jim Duggan will find the women's championship belt out of a trash bin.
No,
and show
for real.
up as a champion.
What?
It makes no damn sense, but all right.
Yeah, I guess Perez is just. I guess that's when you don't want to be They used to actually write an angle where, like, even if the tag titles, so they were like in a tag, they were forced to have a tag match and they can't get along, and somebody wins. But that would require writing and effort. So they're like, fuck it, drop in the garbage. We'll just find someone for, maybe Wendy Chu and Roxy will connect again, and we'll go back to the Dora Explorer segments.
No, it's their way to write off the belts after they were, already lost the main event or main roster ones. And they were supposed to have a tournament for them that still has yet to happen or even kind of get started. Yeah. So it's their way just to pretend that women's tag team belts in WWE never existed.
And they might never exist again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this makes no sense. Sasha Banks, Naomi, and Shane McMahon, they're still on on WWE's roster. I don't understand that. And they just updated the damn roster legitimately because they got old girl that's a new champion on the show now. So why the hell is Shane McMahon, Sasha Banks, and Naomi still on the roster? Who the fuck is T-Bone?
T-Bone?
Yes.
T-Bone or T-Bone?
Oh, he's T-Bone. He's NXT UK. I'm like, who the hell is this dude?
All right. Well, the next one up, Random Rumble. Jade versus Bianca. Let's go. I want to hear it.
I'm booking last.
You're going last because you're torn. Woo!
You want me to go first?
Yes.
Yeah, go first on this.
Look, yes.
This can be
I'm
nothing
going
but a straight
singles
up match. Yeah.
Bianca wins. Bianca's the one that breaks the streak.
Whew. Yeah, I think that only
brother.
straight up match. I really don't see any other real angle for it. I think it'd be a good match. I think they're both athletic. I think Belair tries really hard, gets really close, but she cannot topple the monster that is Jade. And
I was almost there with you.
Jade pulls it out a little too strong, a little too athletic. Not that Bianca isn't, but Jade just, lands a big boot, and finishes her off with her.
I mean, she did win our Golden KJ,
That's true.
Female of the half year mark for 2022.
Yeah,
but
she's been dominant.
I feel like at the end of the day, she's a bit less polished than Bianca.
For sure. But she's better with the microphone than Bianca, so we got a bit of a trade-off here, right? So, but yeah, in the ring, I think Belair overall is a little more smooth, a little more polished, as you said. But with that being said, we'll throw it to the man with
the man who asked to go last.
I'm gonna book it twice.
Well, yeah, I bet you are.
All right,
bring it on back, bro.
First match. I want to see these women in a match. In a tables match for one.
Son of a bitch.
Not a bad shout.
Yo, that shit, bruh. I want to see that. That's a tables match. And the ending spot is Jade Cargill doing the glam slam on Bianca Belair straight through the goddamn table. I want to see that damn. And 20 minutes straight. That's if we're going to book it, this going to be the main event on AEW television with the actual wrestling capabilities that they both have. Give me 20 minutes of them women going straight at it. That's the first match.
Right,
second match, I want to see a ladder match again. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see a ladder match between the women. But of course, if we got to do for one of these belts, I'm gonna make it for that TBS belt looks sexy. I'm gonna do it for the WWE though. Ladder match, but Jade Cargill is still gonna win that match. No, matter of fact, Bianca Belair is gonna win that ladder match with a KOD from the top of the ladder to Jade Cargill.
So what's the third match then, bro? You're gonna
hang it out. You got a 1-1.
You're gonna book a 1-1.
Surprised you didn't just do this as a 2 out of 3 falls match.
So I know I should have. I see that's too much. So the third match is either gonna be
Hell in a Cell.
No, I ain't gonna book like that. Iron, it's gonna be the first. I mean, one of the other ones, the Iron Woman's match. No, you know what? Matter of fact, last woman standing match. I want to see that.
Okay,
these are two big hybrid women's. What the fuck? I think an Iron Man match between
women sometime.
Yeah, I think an Iron Man match between them will go.
Nice.
So I'll do table ladder than Iron Man match.
And are you giving the nod to your girl Jade?
Jade Cargill is going to take over most definitely because I would give Jade that. But this would be a match that would be like it would be less of the flips and tricks. It would be more technical wrestling.
Yeah, and it's gonna be
because they both can wrestle. They
power
both
slams, power moves.
Yeah, power slams, test of strength, big boots. You seen that big boot Jade did?
They're both super athletic, like you said. That you have Bianca that can do a somersault into a splash and then lift her up for a suspended suplex.
Yeah,
and I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for when you would have the spot to where she catches Jade with that ponytail.
Yeah.
You talking about you smack her with? Okay, I got
you. She does the Sasha Banks to where she catches her, right across the stomach with that.
Yeah. No, I think a real cool moment would be watching Belair hit the KOD, and she'll do it smoothly because she's so athletic. But to hit the KOD on Jade would be pretty interesting.
I want to see the KOD off the top rope. I mean, off the goddamn ladder.
Oh, that would be scary to watch, though. I'm not gonna lie. That would be scary.
You want to see the KOD up top, or you want to see the glam slam up top?
I'd rather see the KOD, but that's the thing is I think too, especially with Bianca's hair and everything, and with both their strength, and athleticism, it's going to be interesting to see. Like, I think Jade could incorporate that into a lot of spots too, as well. This is, if there was ever a forbidden door match to be made with WWE right now, this is on that card.
It's a good one,
yes.
right?
It has to be on the card. Oh my God, hell yes, it has to.
Oh, Sam, I feel a little bit like this one too.
I set this one up for you, Nick, actually. So, you kind of inspired.
So you want me to go last on this one? I'll do the CJ.
Yeah, you can run your. I'll go first at that point.
Here we go.
This match right here is going to be.
Sorry, go ahead.
This match right here is going to be this.
It's
whoever loses the match is going to leave the goddamn wrestling industry.
I like it.
You only get 5 minutes to wrestle. Because I don't want to see that damn long. So if the match comes to a draw,
time limit?
Hell yeah, 5 minute time limit. Whoever loses the match is gonna leave. If the match comes to a draw, both y'all to the back damn door. I don't want to see it. I'm good.
5 minute
what the fuck was that?
And time's up.
Come on, right? Yeah,
games.
I don't even want to see the match. Not interested at all. It's gonna be shit. Sammy Guevara is obviously going to do a big spot, telling me I'm crazy, this and that. Theory's going to look at him with them thick-ass eyebrows and tell you that I'm Vince McMahon's bitch, and then he's going to win the match. Simple as that.
There you go. I actually think these motherfuckers look like a tag team. Don't they?
Honestly, yeah. I love it.
You know,
fire and okay, and if that's the case, you have to consider TJP then. TJ Perkins.
Yeah, how do we get there? For what?
They all fucking three smarky ass guys. I wish I could show the picture.
You think they all just look like douchebags?
Bro, yes, they do. Man, I'm finna show you the picture. Look at this shit. Quick, so y'all got a quick flash. 1, 2.
Oh, that's an old ass picture of him.
They fit. Oh, he got tattoos now. He done pulled a Justin Bieber, huh?
Yeah, now he's with. He's part of Osprey's group. He's part of United Empire.
Is he really? I actually didn't know that.
Yes, he actually is. He's I think he might have a belt in New Japan, actually, like one of the junior belts.
Oh, that makes sense. Theory. I like Theory more than Sammy. Yeah, I think ultimately Theory wins this. What kind of gimmick should I throw on this match between these two?
I like how we have to have a gimmick at it.
We don't have to. You guys kind of set that tone. I was like, one-on-one. You were like, you fucking loser.
No, it was just for that one.
This is the first one. I didn't do well. Shit, I don't know. Straight up match, nothing special. It'll be good. It won't be too bad. Austin Theory wins. That's it. I'll leave this one to you, Nick.
So first match is a cage match. I think we kind of get almost like a 3 stages of hell, but I'm gonna draw this out a little bit.
Well, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, no, because they're both young guys. They're both trying to be like the quote unquote pillars of their company. Mm-hmm. So I think this is going to be their kind of series to show themselves. And they're both, the guy of their company. I feel like Sammy almost kind of gets that vibe that he's very much a Tony Khan kind of guy. And clearly Austin Theory is a Vince guy. So first match is a steel cage match. Basic, your typical steel cage match, your typical WWE. You get some, spots into the cage, but nothing super crazy. Austin Theory wins. Next match is TLC match. Obviously, so Sammy can get all his high. What?
Sorry. Time out. You get back to your fantasy booking. Sorry, folks. We have a breaking news. Is that really like Mick Foley?
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
What happened?
Go to your chat.
He died?
No.
Sorry, I don't know if I'm spilling the beans that I shouldn't be, but that's be cool.
Yeah, I'm pissed though because
why? What the fuck?
Right.
What's wrong with him?
Nothing. Why are you so negative?
I'll keep going while you check your shit.
He's like a happy retired fucking fat wrestler. Oh, your wife met him. Oh, I didn't read that. I was like, why did you say Mick Foley? But then I read. Okay.
Yeah, no, she managed to text me that while we were like towards the beginning of the podcast and everything. that she happened to meet him. He came into her store today and everything. And so it's a picture of my wife and Mick Foley. And then, of course, I sit there and, okay, so did you give me anything like an autograph or at least a little shout out, anything? No, sorry, he's in a rush. You son of a bitch. And then she tuned into our podcast to watch my reaction to seeing the text from her.
Hey, what was your reaction?
Oh, well, I think you can probably rewind it to where I'm halfway, like, I'm looking over here and just like, literally, you met one of my like childhood idols. But no, I like that because I've kind of gotten, with us being together, I've gotten her into being a wrestling fan a bit. So I like that she recognized and knew somebody like Mick Foley because she's kind of a casual fan. She's a little bit. She wanted to watch the Eddie Kingston Chris Jericho match last night, but she doesn't want to watch week to week, everything like that.
I'm blaming her. I'm the same way.
Recognized Mick Foley. I'm like, good on you.
But you know what? Good. A lot of people can recognize any old wrestler. Like when I talk to people in my job about wrestlers, so do you guys remember who we done fuck it up on the fantasy booking, but
yeah, you done killed my shit.
I know, right? It's your fault. It's your fault. But so
I killed my own shit.
Yes. So Bruno Sammartino, he killed the guy in the wrestling ring apparently before. I forget his name, but his name was like Chicky. I think he died in the ring with Bruno Sammartino.
Okay.
So Chicky, my coworker that sits behind me, she says that Chicky is her cousin apparently, and she found out because her grandfather has pictures of like all of the old wrestling shit from back in the 50s on his wall at home. So she was like, yeah, this is my cousin Chicky. He died in the ring with Bruno Sammartino. And I'm just like, I'm just like, okay. But it's like, she's not even a wrestling fan, but they can literally remember these old wrestlers regardless of remembering what's going on in today's day. When I bring up Undertaker, oh yeah, I know Undertaker. You know about AJ Styles? Who the hell is that? It's like,
it's one of those that Stone Cold Steve Austin walked into anywhere right now. He walks into say any Walmart right now. Everybody instantly knows who that is.
Yep. But if we have a new superstar, like if Bianca Belair walks in, people are not pretty much they're gonna in St. Louis, they're gonna look at her as like another average black woman walking into a store. But let Charlotte Flair walk in there, same thing. A pretty ass white woman walking into a store. I mean, that's just how they're gonna look at it. That's how a lot of people look at it. But I was trying to find a different example, but I can't. Lita, if she walks into a store, shit, people may know her, but they may be like, "Oh, you're just trailer trash or some shit," you know?
Oh, damn!
But that's not my opinion. That's not my opinion. That's not my opinion. Oh, that's just how people look at people. But Mick Foley,
you got a point. The older wrestlers are definitely more recognizable. They had more of an impact. They were more pop culture invested. They were more crossover stars.
Well, that was when wrestling was at its absolute peak.
What's that?
I said that's when wrestling was at its absolute peak, though. When you had guys like Mankind, The Rock, Undertaker, Kinda Kane, HBK, Triple H, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like that's even a thing right now. I bet you if Triple H walked into most stores right now, people would honestly recognize Triple H.
Absolutely.
Before they would say even someone, maybe even honestly like a Seth Rollins.
Seth might. I mean, he might be.
That's a little debatable. I'd say, especially someone like Austin Theory.
I think the most people that people can. I mean, the most remarkable or memorable persons are Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels. Triple H is a hit or miss because he cut his hair. That's so. I know if I seen Triple H
now for long enough.
Right.
Yeah, but he had it long enough for which fans? So us.
Yeah, but you now see him at every time, like say the Warriors win the NBA championship, and he's there with Steph Curry holding a WWE championship.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't know. Okay, so who would you think about more? I mean, like if you seen somebody in the store, who would you notice more? Would you see John Cena? Would you notice John Cena more, or would you notice Stone Cold Steve Austin more?
That one's hard. That's like you're gonna know both.
Flipping a coin there. That's razor.
If you ran them through the store right now, I think more people would be like, "Holy fuck, that's John Cena." But yeah, I think that's if Stone Cold and Cena were to go for a lap around the store, I think I think if you count in like the kids and shit, more people are gonna know who Austin are. More of the dudes in the store and some
Wait,
of the moms.
Austin?
All right, no.
Oh,
over
like, wait, kids in Austin? Like,
I
what?
think
That don't
that's
even make-
because of Peacemaker being out right now. I think that's
Peacemaker,
Hell no,
bullshit.
hell no.
up to
You
date.
tripping.
No, he's
Hell no.
more known now. Austin,
What?
what does Austin have
Right
going
now,
on right
yeah.
now that has him known to like kids?
That's why. But
So
I mean,
you're saying that Cena is more noticeable now?
yes, currently, like today, if Cena and
What?
Stone Cold walked into a store, more people would be like, "Holy shit, John Cena!"
5 years ago, and I would go back as far as 10 years ago. No, I would say 5 years ago. I think Cena is more noticeable than Stone Cold, just from the Make-A-Wish stuff that he was
Yeah,
doing.
that too. No, we agree.
I
Like,
mean,
Kurt
John
and
Cena
Karen,
was a
yeah.
flagship for WWE. I
We're
think
saying
that
the
is
same
you
thing
can go that
differently.
far and say that. Even
Yeah.
if you were to see Roman Reigns and John Cena in the store right now, you would still say John Cena before you say Roman Reigns.
Absolutely, 100%. Almost anyone.
One's been
I
in
think The
major
Rock is the
movies,
only
one
exception to
said-
that.
It ain't even got nothing to do with the movies because there's most dude. If I were to see what's that one guy named Adam, I forget his name. He was just playing in the new movies Hustlers, but his name's Adam Sandler. Yeah, if I see him in the store, I wouldn't know him. I wouldn't necessarily. Oh, shit, that's Adam Sandler. But see, that's what I wouldn't automatically say, oh, that's Adam Sandler. But if I see John Cena there, I would say, oh yeah, that's John Cena. Not based off of his movies, but based off because he's a wrestler. I know him from wrestling, regardless of Adam Sandler. I've watched multiple of his movies, but if I see him in the store, I'm not going to remember him because that's a movie. I mean,
I do think the wrestlers.
I don't know.
Adam Sandler looks like one of us walking around the store.
Yeah, he looks like a normal motherfucker.
Like
John
said,
Cena looks like a fucking space
fucking
alien.
superhero, right? A fucking space alien. There you go.
Giant man comes walking by. That's instantly you're like, holy fuck, he's huge.
If
He must be
Captain
a wrestler.
America actually
it's that
came to
wrestler.
life.
Yeah. So, with that being said, folks, I think we've come to a nice little ending point for all this little fun tonight. With that being said, don't forget, Saturday, we will be here, and we want to blow this up on Saturday. We're going to have a good time. So tell everybody you know before. Oh, there's some more Vince booking.
Speaking of blow,
McMahon. Wow. What? KJ, go ahead and do what you were doing, bro.
Well, that being said, we do have doubleheader Friday tomorrow night. We will be here for SmackDown and Rampage, and then we will be here Saturday, and then all through the next week, and then SummerSlam's coming up. Ric Flairs' final match. We got so much content you're coming your way, and we're working on stuff every day for you guys. But as always, we'll be here next Thursday, SummerSlam previews and everything else. But yeah, Friday, Saturday, we're gonna blow up this weekend and next weekend. So don't miss out. Be a part of the show. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends. Boys, you got any thoughts?
Kevin Gates on AEW.
What about it?
Jermaine Dupri on AEW.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little tie in there. I think that they do better at the celebrity connections. I'm gonna end it on that.
The lip bubble. I don't know.
Don't forget to check out our t-shirt. I'll let CJ do the promo.
You can go ahead and get these fancy, nice, beautiful t-shirts from Alt Wrestling Tees on Instagram. You can buy a t-shirt right now, but like I said, at 500, at the 500 subscriber, we will be giving away. I'll be giving away a free t-shirt from Alt Wrestling Tees, the Wrestling for Life Special Edition t-shirt. Thanks to Big D Nick, we're gonna give that away. But
True.
you guys, it looks like there's enough talk. It's time to see everybody on the flip side.
That's my
You sound like damn Mark Henry. It's time for
Yeah,
the main event.
All right, folks. Like that man said, we will see everyone on the flip side. See you tomorrow. And don't forget, we're going to blow it up this weekend. So be
Subscribe.
here. Let everyone know. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
This man.